Shadows gather where the truth once stood. A kingdom of confusion carved out of falsehood. Body walks through the ruins like a prophet reborn. A voice wants in fire, a mic on this dawn. The chaos watches with an all-seeing glare. Guardian of reason in a world unaware. When the overlord stalls at the edge of the frame, the faithful rise up, they already know his name. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sin. I come to wake the sleeping, the church will bring the fed. No hurdles, no illusions, no hollow interpreter. He's here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Misled, thinking truth from the wreckage, raising dawn from the dead. Every word is a weapon, shot men declare. Exposing every shadow, we pretend not to fear. And the overlord rises with the suffering command. A beast of judgment, the Lord will give his bid. On his growl, rings through the silence of the night. The loyal understand, Trinity keeps the balance right. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. I'm making the chaos of found to
Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka TheIndianJesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Welcome back. I am excited for tonight. Obviously, we had another ICE CBP, whatever, incident in Minneapolis, of course, because they're going crazy over there. But, and we'll definitely talk a little bit about it, but I didn't want to everybody is just, talking about it and, well, what do you think? And the video's 3 seconds long. So, we'll talk about it. We'll have our opinions, but to do a whole stream on it is boring. So I figured let's have some fun instead. Michael Knowles does this bar fight series where he brings two liberal content creators, and they have a little, it's kind of like a Jubilee thing, but I think they do it a little bit better. So as always, guys, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know. Let's dive right in.
Earning fighter. He's dusted himself off. Adam Mugler.
You guys are quite literally taking an 80-20 position on this.
Because they've been lied to about what happened.
If you want a job where you can go terrorize, ICE is for you.
Our second guest, marketing and influencer sensation. Least necessary she, her pronouns in her bio. It's Lauren Peretra. Here's how it works. We'll be debating two of the three most controversial topics of our day. The bell rings. We duke it out for that round. And then our friends in the crowd can come up to the microphones and pick a fight with any of us. But do not wait. because there is a time limit for each round, and anyone who comes up to the mic can win special prizes and a seat at our VIP table, sponsored by Redneck Riviera Whiskey. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's time for round one. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, now I have all the topics here that everyone picked, and I'm going to try to make it so you don't know who picked what. I might rephrase it a little bit. First one. The ICE agent in Minneapolis did nothing wrong.
So this one was recorded earlier, last week. So when they said ICE agent in Minneapolis, they're talking about Renee Good, not the one that happened yesterday.
He's going to win, I bet. Okay, hold on. We got some more you can pick from. Trump is not corrupt at all.
Sounds like yours.
Don't laugh at that. The next one. We have a major Somali problem, and we need white men to save us. Whoa. All right, then we will pick that one. Pro-life politics is about saving babies, not controlling women's bodies. Whoa, okay.
Dilly.
Trump is putting Americans first.
They don't sound too sure.
Interesting. I think that should that be our first poll? No, I know what you guys are going to say to that, so we'll save that. Shout out to Guam Tech. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. Said, liked, and shared. My goodness, you guys know how much that stuff really does help. It's free. It's easy. It just takes a second. And even if you don't think anybody's going to click on the link that you share, just by you telling the platform you want more people to see it, they will show it to more people. Welcome. Hope you are ready to get into a bar fight.
Trump is putting Americans first. Okay.
They don't sound too sure about that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and guys, check out on the for the landscapers. Check out the stream goal. It is not the same. We will have the we will still do the standard stream goal with the push-ups and the treats and all that stuff. But if we hit that goal, I am going to let you guys pick whichever tattoo I get next. So I think that's a pretty good prize. So get those don't knows in.
The Venezuela strike was as American as Taco Bell. Wow. All right, so we got some close ones. I think the pro-life one. Yeah, okay, all right. Now, whose was that, Lauren?
It was mine.
Okay, how did you phrase it?
Okay, so hear me out. Pro-life politics are really just pro-controlling women's bodies. Let's be real. You guys don't really care about babies that much. If you did, we would want to fund childcare. We would want to give them food. We took that away. You guys remember that?
We funded a lot of Somali childcare.
Donald
Somali
Trump
food. I don't know. It didn't work
Donald
out.
Trump cut SNAP benefits, Medicaid. He's cut ACA subsidies that expired. I don't know how that's helping children. He's actually taking food out of children's
Okay,
mouths.
so I'm going to ask the audience a question. Name one pro-life politician that is riding for childcare.
That is what for childcare?
Riding for childcare. Ooh, I hear a lot of
Or how
crickets.
about this? One pro-life politician who fought against the cutting of SNAP benefits for not only children, but families across the country.
Yeah, we definitely.
It's almost like those are two entirely different issues.
I think a lot of us oppose SNAP benefits for the aforementioned Somalis and people who are on fraud. Like, for instance,
We're talking about children.
Okay,
one in 10 people in the state of Tennessee was apparently availing themselves of SNAP. We learned that
we're not
during the
talking about people,
shutdown.
though. We're talking about babies.
Well, we're just
how
saying,
many babies
when
were...
we're talking about SNAP.
Shout out to the shovel. Welcome to the party. They are indeed not that.
How many babies were fraudulenting their SNAP benefits?
Well, the babies don't apply. It's usually their parents, and some of them commit fraud.
So then how do the babies eat if they can't apply? How are they doing their fraudulent?
Their parents? I think that went right over her head.
I think 1 in 10 babies are doing this.
I guess my point is that SNAP is not really primarily about babies. And I think we're getting off the top.
And yeah, SNAP is not primarily about babies. And the prompt was specifically about pro-life, I guess they're going to say it a bunch of times, so whatever. But pro-life versus abortion. And I don't want to step on the video because I did see this part. But I mean, Michael makes a really good point. And I mean, she unfortunately, she's so stupid that she's actually presenting a prompt that everybody's going to agree with that doesn't actually get to the issue. Let's get to it.
That you chose.
Which was pro-life doesn't really care about babies. They care about controlling women's bodies. And you're telling me that babies shouldn't get SNAP benefits because 1 in 10 people have maybe fraudulented their things.
Yeah, I mean, just as a rule, like, babies cannot apply for SNAP benefits. They are not eligible for SNAP benefits.
Because babies, we don't care about babies.
We all agree with that.
We don't care about babies in here.
I mean, I just want to narrow in on your point because I want to make the argument.
That might be a little bit of a projection. I mean, we don't care about babies. Maybe You who don't care about babies and because you're doing all these mental gymnastics to make sure that you can fucking kill them. Crazy. Oh yeah, I didn't even do it. Projection. They tell on themselves. They tell on them.
The point, as I see it here, is pro-life politics functions as control over women's bodies, not about babies.
Correct.
And I don't think the first part I don't totally disagree with, in the sense that,
so I win.
in the sense, well, I mean, you make something of a point, in the sense that vaccine policy or seatbelt laws also function as control over people's bodies.
I disagree. I think,
yeah, and so again, I did see him say this, so it's not like I thought about this in a vacuum. But he makes a good point that yes, a lot of laws that we have are meant to control people's bodies, but you need to demonstrate that that is a bad thing. You know, he brought up seatbelt laws. Like, yes, it's an attempt to control your body, making sure that you have the seatbelt there. And I mean, there is an argument to be had about seatbelt laws. But the fact that a law is trying to control people, like, that's what a law is.
vaccine laws function as a public safety requirement.
Yeah,
for
public health.
For the
Classification.
This is my point.
Well, for the
This
greater
is-
good of public health, but I think when it comes to abortion, it is just restricting women. And who's making the laws? It's disproportionately going to be men making the laws that women can't get access
All right,
to
I'll tell you what.
healthcare.
Let me just make my analogy, and you tell me why I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The vaccine policy certainly functions to control people's bodies, especially if there's a
That's not
mandate.
the primary function.
Okay.
Wait for it.
Literally.
We'll get to it.
I'm gonna give you a
Literally.
minutes and then I'm gonna.
Seatbelt laws function to control people's bodies.
No.
They do. You have to lock it in, or you could get it.
He literally just said, let me get the analogy out, and then you can tell me when I'm wrong. Why do liberals, it's such a liberal thing to not be able to just listen. And then, of course, they'll listen to the whole thing and not answer the question.
Laws function to control people's bodies.
No.
They do. You have to lock it in, or you could get a ticket.
Are we,
They obviously
okay, are we
do.
really here to talk about seatbelt laws?
I agree with you, Adam.
Yeah.
That's not what they're for. That's not their chief objective. And it
But
is
they
the case
do.
that abortion laws, like not letting people have abortions, does control women's bodies to some degree.
I won.
But what it's for is saving babies. It's not about the control.
Okay, but
Where the fuck is everybody?
what's the difference between a baby and a fetus? Have you ever spit in your hand?
No,
That's what a fetus looks like at like 6 weeks old. Yeah.
What?
it's-
Oh, honey. Oh, the dick sucking joke. It's right there. It's right there. I don't have it. But there is a joke about her sucking dick and spitting out. It's there. I don't have it, but it's there.
Fetus. Have you ever spit in your hand?
No,
That's what a fetus looks like at like 6 weeks old. Yeah,
that's not
Google it.
what a fetus looks
Google
like.
it. Okay, you guys need to go back to science class, okay? Maybe we should find.
Projection. I think you, ma'am, need to go back to science class. Oh, man. 2 projections in 15 minutes. That's bad.
Not
Lauren,
in Tennessee.
I have 3 kids. I've gotten ultrasounds at 8 weeks old. You don't do them so much at 6. They don't look like you spit in the hand. You can make out all their little parts. You can even figure out if they're boys or girls at 8 weeks.
No, you can't.
And you
Not
can't
at
do
8
that with
weeks.
your spit.
Can I ask you, when do you
That's
think
not true.
Well, no, you could tell if they're male or female. But babies don't have a gender, right?
life begins?
Well, by definition, at conception.
You
Conception.
think so? So how do you define life?
No, I know so.
A
what-
human life or
what
just
quali-
life generally?
No, life from a human. What
Okay,
qualities
so
do you use to define life?
is described by various attributes. So growth, metabolism, organic matter, movement. And so we see these qualities and the potential for these qualities at the beginning. So, for instance,
Go on, go and Discord and yell at everybody. Where the fuck? You're the only one on the landscaper side.
When they're a fetus, they can.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna cut you
fetus
off.
just means offspring.
Why are we riding so hard for like a fictional fetus versus?
It's not fictional. A fetus is a fetus. That fetus is really there. It's not fictional just because you decide that it is a different thing for your narrative.
I don't care about
I'm gonna
fictional
finish.
fetuses.
I let you finish. I'm gonna finish now. A fictional
You didn't let him finish, but okay.
fetus versus real life human babies and SNAP benefits and childcare and healthcare and taking care of the babies we actually have.
Yeah, so I guess my point, my very narrow point on abortion is I think you're partially right. Abortion laws do involve controlling women's bodies because we say you can't kill the kid.
Mhm.
Fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
It's
Offspring,
a fetus.
just It
means
it's a
offspring,
baby once
yeah.
it's alive.
It's a lot. Well,
By science,
it's
which
a-
you love.
so the word fetus just means offspring.
Continue
So
your
there's
point,
no
though.
distinction, right?
Oh.
There's no distinction between that and a baby in as much as it's a human.
You had a point a second ago.
Yes. So the very narrow point on abortion that I'm making, and I'm open to all sorts of talk on welfare programs and all that. That's fine. I'm not some
Okay,
like
we love
libertarian
that.
extremist. However, my only point is it would seem to me that we should not kill innocent babies in the womb or out of the womb.
Our-
That's
Okay.
my whole point.
Shout out to Futoy. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. How are we doing? We are trying to kind of get away from all the darkness that's going around. We're just going to be talking about it, but something a little bit more lighthearted. Welcome.
Point.
Okay, yes. I'm not for killing babies outside of the womb. I'm for feeding them and providing the kids with access.
No, you're just for killing them inside the womb.
So then you agree we shouldn't kill them, we should not have abortion, and we should have welfare later on.
Here's what I'll agree.
Okay, that's fine.
Here's what I'll agree on. You don't want an abortion, which you don't seem to be able to have the ability to have a baby yourself. You don't have to get one. Your partner, your wife, who doesn't want an abortion, she doesn't have to get one. So therefore, choice. Can we agree?
Yeah, if you want to just murder somebody, then you can just go murder somebody. But if you don't want to murder somebody, then it's choice. That's what it's about. Got a shit ton of snow, not nearly as much as they said, which I'm happy about, but I still haven't cleaned off my car, and they're going to be doing the thing, so I got to wake up early and do that. But other than that, can't complain.
Okay, so I think, for instance, look, I'm not going to engage in an honor killing of my wife if she apostatizes from Islam, for instance. Now, I'm not going to do that. And look, if a Muslim immigrant to America, as many have done actually, wants to kill his wife in an honor killing because she has apostatized from Islam, that's his business, right? And it's not your business, and stop sticking your nose in it. Right? Or no?
Okay.
I think that a lot of liberals...
Here, I don't know how we got from...
You don't know how he got there because he's using the principle that you laid out and applying it to a different situation. And you don't like it in that situation. Therefore, you don't have a principle that you actually follow. You just do whatever you feel like in the moment. Honestly, I know I don't need to explain myself, but the reason I've been in the background so much is switching to a new career. Word up. Congratulations, buddy. Dilly to you. Love to hear it.
I think that a lot of liberals...
Here, I don't know how we got from abortion care to
because you're saying
your
that
fixation with Muslims, but we got there pretty quickly.
No, you're
so
saying
I'm going
that
to bring it back to children and babies. And what I'm saying,
I can explain to you the analogy.
Hey, kudos to her for being able to drive the conversation a little bit better than most people in general, because clearly Michael Knowles has a point here. And I don't know if she knows this or is just yapping, but she's taking command of where the conversation's going.
If you like.
It's not relevant to this conversation, and I don't need an explanation.
I think it is.
No, it's not, because you guys are like, yeehaw, for not feeding babies, but you want to control women's bodies. Why is that? Anyone want to come to the little mic?
I have personally fed 3 babies in my...
It's very simple, because we believe that it is a human life. So you shouldn't be killing human life. The reason that doesn't translate to giving people money is because that's a completely different thing. I didn't choose for you to get pregnant. You chose for you to get pregnant. Now that you are pregnant, it is your responsibility to deal with that pregnancy, meaning have the baby, take care of that baby. What I am not implicated unless you are talking about killing American people, namely babies.
My life, all right? That's not
great.
Bad. Yeah.
So,
and I only have 5 kids, so no, I'm kidding. I only have 2 kids.
So listen, you don't want an abortion, so get one.
But okay, you don't want to murder your wife. Don't murder your wife. But surely you would outlaw murder as a matter of the law.
Is my wife, which I don't have, in my fetus?
Your wife?
Why is that relevant? Oh, because you think it's part of your body, which is not.
You don't think is in your fetus.
Correct. So therefore, I'm right again.
No, I think the argument a lot of liberals would make is that killing a person is not the same as aborting a baby because the baby is not conscious life yet. So
See, at least this guy's got an argument there. I mean, I disagree entirely, but
well, that's a good point.
No, the main argument that usually happens here is trying to define when life begins, and a lot of conservatives say at conception, but there are studies showing that consciousness starts at about 20 to 24 weeks.
So hold on, Adam makes a great point. I just want to push it one more so you can finish your argument. If your argument then would seem to be that being killed or not being killed, having those legal protections, is predicated on consciousness. So my question is, do you have the right to go into a hospital ward and kill somebody who's in a coma?
It's based on... No, I don't think so.
There you go.
Of course not. So yet again, even though he brought some type of principle or argumentation, he doesn't actually follow that, meaning he's working backwards.
All right, we agree. Now, we have questions from the audience.
I was going, Michael, big fan.
I've seen that guy before.
Yeah, big fan, Michael.
This guy is actually, did I change the thumbnail? I think I changed the thumbnail, right? So, no, I changed that, but I still use that. So you can see that this guy who's at the mic right now is, well, when you see him, it's the middle guy on the thumbnail. And the reason is because I'd watched that guy actually did another episode of Bar Fight with Michael Knowles and some other dude, the other dude on here. And then I saw this one, and I was like, oh, perfect. There's probably not enough of that one episode to fill a whole stream. So now we got 2. And of course, you guys know more donos means more party.
He looks like a Republican, but don't be fooled.
I'm just code switching. If you want to donate me money, I promise I'll put it towards all your charitable policies. Anyway,
Yeah, he's a liberal in the next episode.
wait, I have a question for you, Michael, and it's specifically regarding the topic of abortion. And if you have if you let me expand upon this line of questioning, a couple questions. First one, do you think that abortion is morally comparable to something like the Holocaust, something that conservatives talk about a lot? Would you agree with that premise that abortion, in the case of Charlie Kirk, he said it was 8 times worse than the Holocaust because of the death or the amount of abortion that have occurred since Roe was legalized?
Yeah, I would say.
Do you think so?
Abortion is the killing of innocent human life intentionally. And the Holocaust, as all genocides, entails the killing of innocent human life. Sure. And so in that way, yes, they're comparable.
Okay, so you think they're comparable. So do you think that, for example, political violence would be justified to stop the Holocaust? Let me give you an example right here. Let's say that I exist in Nazi Germany at the time, and I see that a Nazi is going to the concentration camp, but
This is directly relevant. I know, I can kind of see where he's going. This is directly relevant to the Renee Good and the Alex, what is his name? I should have this, Alex Preddy. Both those situations. This is the argument that they are making for this whole stuff. So here they're just talking about abortion, but think about the actual argument that's being made. This is the same argument that they're using for the ICE killings.
I exist in Nazi Germany at the time, and I see that a Nazi is going to the concentration camp, but he is going to kill or put in the Zyklon B to gas a group of Jews. I think that he would be justified, or I would be justified rather, in killing that Nazi officer on his way to work. So,
do you see where he's going already? Shout out to Pokemon Colby. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. We are talking with Michael Knowles for a bar fight.
That he would be justified, or I would be justified rather, in killing that Nazi officer on his way to work. So if you think that abortion is morally equivalent to the Holocaust, how do you feel about violence against abortion doctors? Is there anything actually wrong with that? Because these people are morally equivalent in your eyes to Nazis.
So
and I think it is a good question. It does not map, like there's a very clear answer of the difference between, Nazi Germany and the SS and the laws that we have and the abortion clinics and going through other means and all of that stuff. But it is a good question. Shout out to Colby. Welcome. We got Colby, Tom, and Pokemon Colby. We got 2. Welcome. This liberal guy just asked, he was saying that abortion is similar to the Holocaust in the sense that, the death toll. And so he's asking, if I was in Nazi Germany and I saw the SS going to do X, Y, and Z, I feel like it would be morally justified to go and enact political violence. And now he's mapping that onto abortion.
So if you think...
And before we jump on, I was saying this argument is directly relevant to the Renee Good and Alex Preddy stuff. So actually, I'm going back. You get it. I just explained it.
That he is going to kill or put in the Zyklon B to gas a group of Jews. I think that he would be justified, or I would be justified rather, in killing that Nazi officer on his way to work. So if you think that abortion is morally equivalent to the Holocaust, how do you feel about violence against abortion doctors? Is there anything actually wrong with that? Because these people are morally equivalent in your eyes to Nazis.
It's a very good question. I think that a political revolution under certain circumstances could be justified. St. Thomas Aquinas explains this very well in the Summa Theologiae and De Regno. However, I don't think that vigilante violence is justifiable in almost any case, not because of the justification of the actions that are at discussion, be it the Holocaust or mass abortion, 60 million babies being killed, but because of the downstream political effects that come from that, and because there is such a thing as a civil authority. So in the extreme case where revolution would be justified, there would still have to be order to be undertaken so that greater evils would not abound from an act.
And I think he definitely articulated that way better than I could. But again, it is a decent question because you're saying, okay, X group is so bad that political violence is justified. But then you're saying this happens and you're saying that that's bad. And Michael's answer is like, okay, well, let's say that, they were, just grabbing people up and giving them abortions. Then it would be a little bit more analogous. But the fact that it's not, it doesn't map on. And so, yes, number-wise, death toll-wise, abortion is worse than the Holocaust. But it's still not a one-to-one like that. And so you'll see this this argument made with Renee Good and with Alex Preddy that, well, if I was in Nazi Germany, then I would be justified in doing this, that, and the other. And so because these people think that ICE and Border Patrol and all that stuff is essentially Nazis, they feel emboldened to go and enact vigilante justice.
I get that. I understand that. But do you think that when the Holocaust happened, do you think that it would have been wrong for someone to kill a Nazi officer on his way to the concentration camp to gas a bunch of Jews? Would it have been wrong or not?
Well, in the case of the Holocaust, we're speaking specifically of war conditions. So you're in the midst of a massive war.
Well, and I think that, he kind of shrugs it off, but I think that's a good point, because killing someone, or let's just take the notion that killing somebody that you don't know, but you just walk up, you see somebody and you kill them. In 99.9999999% of cases outside of war, that is going to automatically be a moral bad thing. But if we're talking about within the frame of war, then clearly you see somebody with the other uniform. You don't know what what he's done and any of that stuff, but you're way more justified in shooting that person than if you compare it. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Remember, guys, likes, shares, commenting after the stream, telling all your friends, all of that stuff, and definitely hitting those like and subscribe. All that stuff really does help. Thank you.
So you're in the midst of a massive war, both within Germany and throughout
it wasn't a war, Michael.
the world.
Engage with the question. If it
I am
in fact,
with the question.
If it in fact was the case, yes, it would be justified. My point here is rather that I don't really think that you think abortion is morally equivalent to the Holocaust, or you're not believing that it.
Is that the video? What happened? What?
Here is rather that I don't really think that you think abortion.
Okay, I think the audio there is
morally equivalent to the Holocaust, or you're not believing that it would be justified for people to kill abortion doctors.
I'm saying that different rules apply during times of war than during times of peace.
So if the president suddenly declared it was a time of war against women who get abortions, then suddenly it's justified for people to go out and
war
kill.
Against women.
Okay, fine, Michael. Very good. Against abortion, however you want to call it.
You could outlaw
it would be
abortion. That would be a war.
It's outlawed.
A war is when belligerent parties fight each other for territory and for political control.
I think Michael's evading
and so again, you can see how the liberal guy is trying to force his point, working from, well, abortion bad, Holocaust bad, we could stop the Nazis, we could stop the abortion. That's his position. And upon being challenged, he's like, oh, okay, how do I make that fit? And Michael gave the clear distinction that one is in war and one is not. Now, you can like that answer or not like that answer, but he is definitely engaging with the question.
When belligerent parties fight each other for territory and for political control.
I think Michael's evading the question because his line of reasoning leads to the conclusion.
This is what liberals do when they know they're losing.
That it is actually morally permissible to commit political violence.
No, I
don't think he's against that.
In most circumstances, I don't think it is.
In most circumstances. So this is not comparable to the Holocaust.
It is comparable to the Holocaust.
In numbers, it is. In other contextual ways, absolutely not.
Comparable.
It is comparable. As I mentioned to you, in the respect of both of these things entailing the killing of innocent human life, it is comparable. In respect to the fact that one is in a polity during a time of peace and one is during a time of war, they're not comparable.
It's just not very.
So they're in different respects. You would address them differently.
Okay. All right.
Great question.
Got him.
Hey, nice to be here.
Good to see you.
I guess this question is for Lauren.
That is such an aggressive sound for the logo. Listen to it again.
Hey, nice to be here.
Good to see you.
I guess this question is for Lauren.
Hey, shout out to Warehouse Junkie. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. You actually just missed a good point. I was talking about, they're doing, it's kind of a similar little mini debate type thing. And, what, fuck it. Let's just run it back. Let's just run it back because I think it was so spot on. And specifically, since I'm not covering the Alex Preddy stuff specifically, I want to run it back so we can talk about it. Colby said, trying to make a morality argument of the Holocaust to abortion is just not a good comparison. If you're trying to argue abortion is, if you're trying to argue abortion is just wrong, safe, legal, and rare is a way better argument. I agree. And I mean, obviously, we still have the, well, if it's safe and legal, why does it need to be rare? But it is definitely a better argument. Shout out to the roommates. Shout out to the roommates. And we got equality and difference because vagina over on Rumble. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Said, liked, and shared. Oh, thank you so very, very much. Again, you guys know that stuff is free and easy, and it just takes a few seconds, and it helps out the channel so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yeah, so I want to run it back just because a bunch of you guys are here now, and I was saying that this argument. So they're talking about abortion, and the guy compared. The guy compared abortion to Holocaust, and Michael said, yes, in terms of numbers, they are comparable. So then guy gave a situation where it's like, well, if I was in Nazi Germany, would I be justified in going to kill a Nazi officer on his way to work? And sues from there. So let's go back.
But he is going to kill or put in the Zyklon B to gas a group of Jews. I think that he...
So yeah, here that's essentially, again, the context is comparing abortion and comparing the Holocaust, and is it okay to kill the Nazi versus is it okay to bomb an abortion clinic?
Would be justified, or I would be justified rather, in killing that Nazi officer on his way to work. So if you think that abortion is morally equivalent to the Holocaust, how do you feel about violence against abortion doctors? Is there anything actually wrong with that? Because these people are morally equivalent in your eyes to Nazis.
So
what I was saying is that this is the exact same argument that they're making for Renee Good and for Alex Preddy, that they see ICE as the Nazis, therefore they are justified in getting themselves in these situations, and when they die, it's not their fault. That's the background that you're going to see.
I think that a political revolution under certain circumstances could be justified. St. Thomas Aquinas explains this very well in the Summa Theologiae de Regno. However, I don't think that vigilante violence is justifiable in almost any case, not because of the justification of the actions that are at discussion, be it the Holocaust or mass abortion, 60 million babies being killed, but because of the downstream political effects that come from that, and because there is such a thing as a civil authority. So in the extreme case where revolution would be justified, there would still have to be order to be undertaken so that greater evils would not abound from an act that could be justified.
I understand that. But do you think that when the Holocaust happened, do you think that it would have been wrong for someone to kill a Nazi officer on his way to the concentration camp to gas a bunch of Jews? Would it have been wrong or not?
Well, in the case of the Holocaust.
Right, and exactly. And so this is exactly what Michael's about to discuss and separate. And again, I think it's very relevant for the Renee Good and Alex Preddy situation. So again, why is it not wrong?
His way to the concentration camp to gas a bunch of Jews. Would it have been wrong or not?
Well, in the case of the Holocaust, we're speaking specifically of war conditions. So you're in the midst of a massive war, both within.
And again, I said before that, the liberal guy laughs that off, but I gave the example of if you just walk up to somebody and kill them in normal life, that's not okay. But if you're in a war and you see the guy in the opposing garb, whether it's a uniform or not, then well, it can be different.
In Germany and
it wasn't a war, Michael. Engage with the question. If it in fact was the case, yes, it would be justified. My point here is
so we're going to the Sam Harris argument. Okay, so if it was such that what I say is justified, would it be justified?
Rather that I don't really think that you think abortion is morally equivalent to the Holocaust, or you're not believing that it would be justified for people to kill abortion doctors.
I'm saying that different rules apply during times of war than during times of peace.
So if the president suddenly declared it was a time of war against women who get abortions, then suddenly it's justified for people to go out and
war
kill.
Against women.
Okay, fine, Michael. Very good. Against abortion, however you want to call it.
You could outlaw
would be justified?
That would be a war.
It's outlawed.
A war is when belligerent parties fight each other for territory and for political control.
I think that Michael's evading the question because his line of reasoning. His line of reasoning.
Making a very clear distinction of why a situation A is different than situation B, but he doesn't want to hear it. Shout out to Warehouse Junkie getting us started with the $2 make you holla. Of course, every donation comes with a treat for the Overlord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, guys, check out that goal. Check out the goal. It is a new goal. And if you guys hit the goal, then you're going to get to pick my next tattoo. So let's get there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, Warehouse, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. 2 feet of snow. God damn. We only got like 6-8 inches or something like that, and then I don't know what happened today because it was like 20 degrees, but a lot of it melted. So I'm hoping we get a little bit more. I had the one of those things where it blocks your windshield and you lock it in the doors. It goes over the windows. So they need us to move our cars when they're going to do the what the fuck do you call that thing? The not a shovel. What am I thinking of? What are the fucking snowplow? There we go. And so they need us to move out. And so I haven't done anything yet. I'm hoping I can just fling all that off, go forward and just drive over the snow, have them clear it, and then I'll back it right back up. And I don't need to clear it, and I'll just let it melt. So 2 feet. I don't think I'd be able to do it, but thank you again. Very much appreciated. Let's dive right back in.
And for political
I think
control.
that Michael's evading the question because his
I'm
line
not,
of
I'm
reasoning,
answering.
his line of reasoning leads to the conclusion that it is actually morally permissible to commit political violence.
No,
when
I
it seems
don't
like he's
think it
against
is.
that.
I
You
don't.
don't.
In
And
most
even during
circumstances, I don't think it is.
most circumstances.
What part of the country, if you don't mind sharing?
So this is not comparable to the Holocaust.
It is
because
comparable to the Holocaust.
It's comparable.
It is comparable.
But
As I mentioned to you, in the respect of both of these things entailing the killing of innocent human life, it is comparable. In respect to the fact that one is in a polity during a time of peace and one is during a time of war, they're not comparable.
It's just not very.
So
optimal.
they're in different respects. You would address them differently.
Okay. All right.
Great questions.
So again, guys, I'm adding our boy Warehouse Junkie to the sponsor spot. We have both. The regular stream goal where we can get Morty his extra treat. We can get push-ups done, but also, guys, remember to check out the goal at the top of the chat so you can choose my next tattoo.
So I just wanted to bring it back a little bit to the topic, which was that abortion is really just a way to control women's bodies, not really a protection of life. Do you know of any other ways to bring life into this world besides using women's bodies?
I mean, cloning maybe, but I don't think we're there yet. Like I said, I don't like the time of war logic. Ethics don't evaporate because someone declares a fucking war. Here in Kansas, we got some snow. So I'll go to the war thing. I'm not justifying it. I'm simply describing how we look at things. I don't think that if you know a veteran in your life and they've killed someone in combat, I don't think you would look at them in the same way as somebody who just murdered somebody. But those are essentially the same actions, but we look at them very differently.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not really about controlling women's bodies then. It's about, providing a safe way for life to be brought into this world.
Okay,
it's
so how would you define safety?
Not dying?
Yeah, how would you define safety for this fictional fetus? Tell me. Yeah, I'm waiting.
Why does she keep saying fictional? She keeps saying this fictional fetus. It's not a fictional fetus. You might be talking about a hypothetical fetus, but then we can I'm sure there's somebody there who's pregnant. Yeah, what are we talking about? Well, I said, war does not justify bad morals, but it does require moral sacrifice, and you have to meet the enemy on as equal footing as possible. Yeah. And that's why, war is hell like that. Nobody wants to be in that situation. It's not a good thing because of that fact specifically, that we are admitting that these are bad things that are happening, but we got to do something.
Yeah, how would you define safety for this fictional fetus? Tell me. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'll give you
want a definition of safety? I mean, I think a fetus is pretty safe for a baby because that's where it actually belongs. Okay, let's talk about a baby.
What is safe for a baby?
What is safe for a baby?
Yeah.
Conditions so that it may continue growing. I said, true, but that applies in many circumstances. Home defense, personal bodyguards, bank security. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of the point, that there are different situations where, I mean, even just take self-defense itself, that if you're killing somebody versus killing somebody who's trying to hurt you, they're both killing somebody, but they're very different situations.
Some wombs.
What is it? How
You
is
said
it?
the womb. Some
The
wombs.
actual place
Yeah,
where it
right, not
I'm
hers.
still waiting. I'm
grows and
still
actually
waiting. What is
produces
safe for a
life.
baby?
There you go.
What is safe for a baby?
The place where it can actually grow and to complete its
Oh no.
cycle
Babies are not
into-
growing inside the body. Baby's out now. So you force the woman to give birth. Now what's safety
Forced. Okay, forced. Okay.
for that baby?
Okay, this is a separate
No, it's
conversation
not. It's
because now we're no
exactly-
longer talking about bringing life into the world. We're talking about life after it exists in the world already.
Exactly. That's the exact topic that we're talking about. And I'll wait. What's your name?
Gregory.
Gregory, I'm going to ask you again. What's safety for a baby? It's just not that hard of a question. Do you
I think he just answered you. Maybe you should
need
listen.
a couple minutes?
I mean, have you ever taken care of a baby? Have you ever
Okay, take
babysat?
care of a
Have
baby.
you
What
ever
is
done
taking care of a
anything like
baby,
that?
Gregory?
Making sure it's fed.
Yeah,
making sure
great.
it's
Okay,
safe,
fed.
making
What
sure-
else does a baby
Yeah.
need?
It
Shelter.
needs a safe-
Okay,
Exactly,
great.
right.
Great answers, Gregory. And now, how does
Oh,
a
we
baby get shelter if that mother is not in a position economically to provide that?
Daddy government, of course.
Well, that's a different conversation. We're talking
I'm
about
not
after
asking
a
these
life is.
deadbeats over there. I'm asking Gregory.
We're talking about a different conversation, which is after
No, we're
life
not.
has been
She thinks she's cooking right now.
brought into this world.
So that's what I'm saying. Do
versus
we
the
care
birth
about
of
the
the
baby
baby
after
itself.
it's been caught into this world, or we only care about the
Yes,
baby when it's in the woman's
absolutely,
body?
absolutely. That's a
I think
different
you're
conversation that we can
deflecting,
have
No, I think
about,
I'm
about
directly
support
asking the
for
question. I think
single
Did he
women
mothers
just
have
say, I
opinions
think,
on it.
did he just say, I think you're dyslexic?
different
you're
conversation that we can
deflecting,
have
No, I think
about,
I'm directly
support
asking the
for
question. I think a
single
bunch of men
mothers
have a lot
or
of
for-
opinions on uteruses they
Okay,
don't
Lauren,
have.
I'll tell you what. Let's
we
say
can
we
talk
all
about-
guaranteed that there's infinite taxpayer welfare dollars for any woman who wants it who has a baby. In that circumstance,
That's already how they think, Michael. That's already how they think.
infinite taxpayer welfare dollars for any woman who wants it who has a baby. In that circumstance, would you support outlawing abortion?
No.
If we
Because her whole, again, we're talking about principles. So her whole principle is that if you're not in a position to take care of this baby, meaning feed it, house it, X, Y, and Z, then okay, let's pull up the hypothetical that, okay, let's say that that's not an issue. There's no way that if this baby is born, it will not be taken care of. Can we get rid of abortion then?
in that circumstance, there's
A lot of opinions on uteruses they
okay,
don't
Lauren,
have.
I'll tell you what. Let's
we
say
can
we
talk
all
about-
guaranteed that there's infinite taxpayer welfare dollars for any woman who wants it who has a baby. In that circumstance, would you support outlawing abortion?
No.
If we guarantee,
Okay,
okay, then
so
it's
you're-
not really about what you're saying.
No,
it's
so
about.
hear me out. So you guys know
Exactly. They try to present a principle. I am standing on this principle. A baby needs life and care. Well, okay, what if we give it the life care? Then we can get rid of the abortions, right? Well, no, I mean, it's really about choice. I was saying deflecting. Indeed. Shout out to Crewfest. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. So remember, guys, if you are ever on the vertical stream, I will always pin the link to the landscape stream if you prefer that. Either way, glad to see you. God makes her spoiled little mean girl tone is killing me. Yeah. It's almost like you could know all of her ideas, all of her positions, just by her face. Just by her face. Doing well, man. Doing well. Glad to see you guys. Glad to be back in the hot seat.
Abortion.
No.
If we guarantee,
Okay,
okay,
so
then it's
here-
not really about what you're saying.
No,
it's
so
about.
hear me out.
exactly.
So you guys know how often a miscarriage happens? You should know. You have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
That's
One
not
in
an
four.
abortion. That's
That's
not an
different than
abortion.
abortion.
It actually is. So the medical term for abortion, yeah, okay, you guys.
We got Catalina saying, America first. Welcome.
That's not an abortion.
You can live in your little delulu, but abortion is an umbrella term for medical care.
Is it though?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I can't
not
debate
even a
with
little
people
bit.
who are making up their little reality.
Okay. Let's say then.
One
let's-
has
What did you say? Making what?
nope.
I can't
not
debate
even a
with
little
people
bit.
who are making up their little reality.
Okay.
Projection. It is you, honey. It is you who are making up your own reality. Hey, we got Box in the building. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. So Trump is better than the Minnesota fraud. They have to shoot people in the streets to distract from it. Yup. Welcome. We also got our boy Dylan Soup. Very good to see you. No, I'm actually West Indian, but the Indian part is East Indian. The dot. Welcome. Shout out to the Apaches. All right. So yeah, we did. I'm like I said, I'm not necessarily going to be honing on the Alex Preddy thing that much because everybody is talking about it. You've seen the video. You know what you think about it, so on and so forth. But remember how they were talking about abortion, and then they compared the abortion to the Holocaust, like they do with everything. And I said, okay, well, if it's okay to kill a Nazi, then it should be okay to kill an abortion doctor because they're the same. No. The question was about the numbers. The numbers. Are they comparable with the numbers of the Holocaust and abortion?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I can't debate with people who are making up their little reality.
Okay. Let's say then.
One has human
let's
intervention,
agree on
one
terms.
does not.
When we talk about abortion, let's agree on our terms. When we talk about abortion, we're talking about the intentional ending of a pregnancy, which
but that's
some
not
call
the legal
the killing
definition of
human life.
abortion. Abortion is
Shut up. No one has been able to finish a single sentence.
care for.
That's the issue we're talking about.
An abortion requires human intervention. A miscarriage
So
does not.
when you
A
one in four
miscarriage is-
people experience a miscarriage when they have a baby, to complete that miscarriage, you need abortion care. So
You
there
don't.
are
You
plenty of women dying in hospital waiting.
False.
Call a hospital.
False.
Call a hospital,
False.
Gregory. Tell me what happened.
False. My sister had a miscarriage. She bore
Not
the
everyone
baby.
needs one, but a lot of women do.
It was
I
not.
think, Adam,
it was
you have a point.
Okay, so
not
again-
any human intervention that caused the baby to die.
There's a lot of argumentation going on. I think one of the most contradictory
I forgot that guy was here.
things that bothers me with the conservative position on abortion is that everybody should be in favor of minimizing the amount of abortions that happen. Was it Clinton that said they should be safe, legal, but rare?
Now let's check in. Do you agree we should minimize the number of abortions?
Safe, legal, and
I
rare.
do not give a single f- what other people do with their bodies. It's not my
See,
business.
she doesn't
Okay,
agree
well-
with that. She doesn't agree with
No,
that.
I don't.
Well, my
So yeah, exactly. It used to be, hey, we're not yelling about wanting to this, that. We just, we want to keep it safe, legal, and rare. And he goes to her, let's go, abortions, baby!
position is, along with many Democrats in the party, that they should be safe, legal, but rare. That's what the former Democratic president said.
But the current Democrats shout their abortion, right?
No,
they say there's no reason to minimize abortion.
Wait,
Planned Parenthood posted an
Democrats in
ad.
power?
Say it again.
What Democrats in power have said this? Democrats in power want
Bill
to be
Clinton
safe.
was president in the 90s, man. That was a long
We're
time
not
ago.
talking about Bill Clinton. They're abortion files.
I agree.
Can I say it really quickly? But
Yeah,
the problem is, in order to minimize the amount of abortions that happen, you should have proper sex education at young ages. Now, in the state that I grew up in, Indiana, there was actually a slashing of sex education at really normal ages. Like when you're in 7th grade or 8th grade, you can be learning about this stuff. And when there's a lack of sex education, you have more teen pregnancies. You have more women that get
Correct.
that get
By the
pregnant.
numbers.
So I think
And yes, that is absolutely factually correct. However, when you talk about sex ed, that is an umbrella term, like you were saying before, of what exactly are they're not kids, they're content creators, they're influencers in their own right. What the fuck was I just saying? Thanks, Box. I'm just kidding.
sex education, you have
Oh
more.
yeah. So it is very true that in areas where there is less sex education, there's higher rates of STDs and higher rates of teen pregnancy. That doesn't mean that we should be teaching kink and how to fucking use a dildo in school. I am very pro sex ed. Biological. Based on biology. Guamtech said on the most recent ICE incident, just remember, it's okay to support a movement and still criticize its methods to improve said movement.
Bingo.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just a blanket thing, I think, I don't see any legal issue, as Box likes to say, lawful but awful. I think that falls into that category, but very clearly it looks like they cleared the gun long before it, negligent discharge, and then a little bit too trigger happy. Not liking it. But again, lawful but awful. We got more guys. Hammer in the building. Welcome to the party. Said like and shared again. Thank you so very, very much. Again, that stuff is so easy. It's free and it helps out very, very much. Welcome.
Like when you're in 7th grade or 8th grade, you can be learning about this stuff. And when there's a lack of sex education, you have more teen pregnancies. You have more women that get
Correct. By the
pregnant.
numbers.
So I think these are kind of contradictory positions beyond like when life starts.
Okay, so we have the moderate.
Nah, see, I disagree, because once there's an operation going on, they were clearly dealing with the woman, and once you insert yourself, now you're obstructing. So it is awful that he died, but he entered into the situation. So unfortunately, that is a justified killing. Yeah. Lawful because, as I just explained, he was obstructing, and then the gun went off, and nobody knew what was going on, and so the shots went off. Should that have happened? Absolutely not. But by the law, that's why we say lawful but awful. Welcome, Jongfire. Bonk said I would love to cover the difference between good and this case in Discord later. We could definitely do that. We can definitely do that.
The numbers.
So I think these are kind of contradictory positions beyond like when life starts.
Okay, so we have the moderate Democrat position. We want fewer abortions, and we want all this other
But I
stuff.
want to be
And then
safe.
we have the
Yeah.
woman's perspective on the women's bodies. What a concept.
One last point before we move on.
Yeah.
Just this question, Lauren. You say that the people who want to end abortion, they only want to control women's bodies. They don't care about babies at all. If I look you in the face.
So I don't. Again, we're gonna as it comes up, we'll talk about it. But yes, so in the same thing with the Renee Good situation, once the situation is said to be reasonable by the individual, then each one of those are only one shot by the person. Now, I don't know if it was one person with 3 shots or 4 people with. I don't know the exact numbers there, but the fact that there was multiple people there doesn't change anything about the fact that they heard a gunshot and somebody was saying that there was a gun there. That makes it lawful. And again, once you are impeding and obstructing, then anything that happens from there is not the fault of the police or the law enforcement. Again, I'm not saying that it's a good thing. That is how the law works. Who decided? The fucking the lawyers and stuff. I don't know, but that's the way that it goes. Don't say I'm largely out of the loop, but we'll catch up later. Well, something else is gonna happen before you can catch up, brother.
Abortion, they only want to control women's bodies. They don't care about babies at all. If I look you in the face right now,
Yeah,
I
please.
tell you I'm someone who wants to end abortion, and I'm telling you, I promise you, my hand to God, I care about abortion because
And we know he wouldn't say hand to God easily.
I don't want babies to be killed, and I don't really care about controlling women's bodies. That is not in any way the primary objective. I just want fewer babies to be killed. Do you believe me?
No.
You don't? Okay.
Why though? What are you doing here if you don't think that they're at least speaking in good faith? Colin said, "Is the retarded whore really not understand that the problem with abortion is the harming of another person's body? The baby is a person too. Not to her, because then she would have to change her opinions. They really don't. They legitimately believe this. This is what cognitive dissonance can do. Dogma."
All right.
She rejects the framing that it's killing babies.
Because
of course.
if you don't want an
You
abortion,
might.
don't get one.
Yeah.
I'm not in your bathroom following you around. I don't
don't want a baby, don't
don't
have
think
sex.
about any of you guys
Okay,
having sex.
look, I
So
tried.
See, she literally thinks that, like, this is the, before she was like, it's basically the same as if you spit in your hand. The Destiny likes to use the fucking the toenail clipping. It's like that's still your DNA. If you spit in your hand, the DNA that's in that spit is the same spit or the same DNA that's in the hand or the mouth that you spit it from. If you clip your toenail, it's the same DNA from the toe that it was clipped from. A baby is not the same DNA. Yeah, we're all just a clump of cells.
Yeah.
I'm not in your bathroom following you around. I don't
don't want a baby, don't
don't
have
think
sex.
about any of you guys
Okay,
having sex.
look,
So
I tried.
don't-
Okay, so who won that round? Was it Team Libs? Whether moderate lib Adam or less moderate lib Lauren? Was it the Libs? No? Was it the me?
Look at Gregory's
All right, there we go. Okay, all right.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's ambiguous. I can't tell.
I
Okay,
wish I was
more
that
important
delusional.
question. Who won the round of questions? We say, are we hearing Gregory? Who was
Poor
it? Who-
Gregory.
Oliver.
Gregory's going home.
All right, we'll skip when they're talking about that because we have other questions. But yeah, where I was saying the sexual revolution has ruled multiple generations and continues to do so. I think that it's still important to understand that we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And so what they were saying about sex education is very true and very important. That's why we need to make sure that we can be nuanced and bipartisan or not super polarized, because then it becomes all or nothing. It's either, well, we're showing you how to stick a dildo up your ass, or we're not saying anything about sex anywhere in school. And I don't think either of those are the right answer.
Malone with his lotion in his bottle.
What? Who won? All right.
Was it the guy dressed like a Republican or was it Gregory?
Gregory, you're going to the VIP table, man. Here we go.
Enjoy.
Okay, now you're going to get that delicious.
All right, I don't care. What's your next?
It's fate and here's your drink. I'll question the deal. Oh, and you. All right, now we pick the next topic. You've heard them all. I'll just do a quick one again. Trump is not at all corrupt. The ICE agent in Minneapolis did nothing wrong.
Again, that's Renee Good, not Alex. This is from last week.
It's going to be that one. Okay, that's my top.
All right. So very interesting here how they're going to be talking about Renee Good. But we have two very similar situations. And so with the power of hindsight, we will see. Where do the principles lie?
I say the ICE agent in Minneapolis did nothing wrong. And thank you. Here's my argument for this. It's a pretty simple argument.
Yeah, and Gaudi said, but nuance is tricky. It requires thinking and stuff. Yeah, libs are not great at that, but hey.
The ICE agent was there to carry out federal law in total accord with the law. And he was following all of his instructions and all of his training, and he saw that there was an SUV parked in the middle of the street, obstructing law enforcement. At that time, he might not have known, but it was being driven by someone who trained to obstruct law enforcement in this operation. Mm-hmm. And so they went up there to try to get her to move, and she didn't want to move. She was there for quite a while. And then the lady hit him with her car. And so and she literally did that. So
she was dead.
We now know, though there was a lot of confusion at the time, that the agent was in front of the car. We can slow down the footage and look at the tires. We can see that the woman accelerated while her tires were aimed at the agent. We know that when the agent fired his weapon, he fired it through the front windshield, which means he couldn't have been on the side. And we know that she hit him with the car because of footage from him, body cams, best thing for law enforcement ever. And we also know that he suffered internal...
Before anybody fucking... Well, it wasn't actually a body cam. It was a cell phone. It's still a fucking camera that was on his body. He was holding it to his body.
Bleeding as a result of that. So in that case... Well, Adam might not believe it, but it has
maybe it was
you at least believe that she hit him.
Abortion or something.
No. I don't think
on
that she
video.
hit him.
What are you talking about?
Do you understand what I saw in this video?
Yes.
Which
video?
Probably something completely aligned with your politics.
Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple angles, but very quickly, you realize internal bleeding could just be bruising. But if we're going to follow this administration, what they're saying, it can be. If we're going to follow this administration's, like what they're saying, do you agree when Donald Trump said that he was viciously hit and he's surprised that the guy's alive? Did you see that in the video? Surprised he's alive?
I'm surprised that...
Yeah, that was a little cringe. Wait,
do you agree with Trump?
Yeah,
do you agree with Trump when he says this guy was viciously hit and he said basically, like, I'm surprised this guy's alive in the hospital? You're surprised he's alive?
Yeah.
No.
Because had the tires not spun out...
But I don't think that's what Trump was saying. I don't think that's what Trump was saying.
The icy roads in Minneapolis, she would have hit him.
Are you guys surprised? Are you guys surprised he's alive?
Nope.
Come on. You guys are all coping. Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, let's make it a poll for the landscapers. Are you surprised? I'll just put it the other way. Renee Good didn't kill the officer God damn it, officer that shot her. Actually, let me capitalize that. So you guys, and then I don't want to hear anybody saying, no, I hit the wrong one. Read it, take a second, and then hit the button. Box said if you squint hard enough, reasonable people can see reasonable fear in the Renee case. Alex's case is missing both the moral and legal standards, in my opinion. This was second-degree murder. Again, once you are in the action of a felony, any deaths are on you. Obstructing federal law enforcement is a felony. Whereas I think Trump got confused with the incident where that officer got dragged down the road. Maybe, but that needs a correction. That if that's what you thought, then fair enough. No, if that's what he thought, fair enough. But then you gotta correct that, because it brings down the entire narrative. It brings down the entire thing, because that was a justified shooting. But it wasn't that. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
Are you guys surprised he's alive? Come on. You guys are all coping. Yeah,
What
okay, thank you.
video
You're not
guys
surprised he's
what
alive.
AI slap are you watching?
Here's my problem.
Quality and Morgoth say no to the poll.
You guys are quite literally taking an 80-20 position on this, and you guys are the 20. Americans were polled on the justification of this killing, and 28% of Americans, only 28% thought it was justified, almost 60% thought it was unjustified.
Because they've been lied to about what happened. Do you agree that she hit him?
They've seen
By,
videos.
including by you.
No,
Do you agree that she hit him?
I mean, she touched him.
Did she?
Why were you using real bullets?
He hit him with her car.
And the same way
Yes
that
or
I
no?
hit people driving out of the Walmart parking lot. He's standing right there.
You hit pedestrians with your
No,
car in
I know,
Walmart?
but
You should go to jail
he
too,
walked
buddy.
off. He
Are you
walked
kidding
off.
me?
We're not talking about going to jail. We're talking about shooting her in the head 4 times and then calling her a bitch. There's a difference.
Here, no,
That was a different guy.
He got her the first
She had a
time. I don't
Honda.
thi- the-
She
the-
had a
the last
Honda.
two
He
shots
had a
don't
backup.
matter.
He
let me back up. The general population does not agree with you. And let me finish here.
Because they've been lied to.
No, the general population does not agree with you because they saw the videos that happened. This administration, before the investigation started, said that she was a domestic terrorist and said that the guy was lucky to
No,
be
I don't
alive.
think she was a domestic
Before the
terrorist.
okay, we'll talk about that in 1 second. Do you think it's responsible for them to say that before the investigation started? Trump said it, I think, like 90 minutes after. Kristi Noem, 45 minutes after, said she was a domestic terrorist. You
Yeah, not good. Not good.
disagree with Kristi Noem?
I think that when you hit law enforcement
Wait,
with
do you
your
agree
car,
or disagree with Kristi Noem? Is she a domestic terrorist?
I agree that she was aiding and abetting domestic terrorism.
So
But I
she's
don't-
not
I
a
wouldn't call
domestic
her
terrorist.
I wouldn't use that term.
Okay, so thank you. You just said that I'm lying to the American people, but you seem to be conceding that Kristi Noem and Donald Trump both lied to the American people.
No,
Let-
I say I don't agree with
Wait,
their
so-
wording of that, and yet
Yeah, there's a difference between, well, how bad was this? And I don't agree that it was as bad as you are saying, versus this happened when that's what actually happened. Those are two very different things. Yet again, trying to conflate, because the very basic, well, you believe the right, so you believe the left.
what I'm saying is the facts as they describe them happened. You're
No.
denying the facts that are on
Can
video.
I tell you what I saw? I
Yes.
saw a woman in a car who was waving people past. And listen, I'm a moderate Democrat.
She was
Wait,
waving him past?
No, not him, but cars. She was waving multiple cars past.
Yeah, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that.
If you guys haven't seen the videos, that's your fault. Did you not see her waving?
You're not
They're on
allowed
them.
to block traffic.
Did you not see her
specifically
waving?
law
Wait, is that a
enforcement.
death sentence?
If you hit
Ah! See, they're going over and over and over and over and over and over. Oh, so that means she deserves to die? No, I will say this over and over and over and over and over again. If somebody goes hiking and they break their ankle when they get back, are you like, do you think everybody that goes hiking deserves to have their ankle broken? No, stupid. That is just one of the possible things that can happen when you do that activity. One of the possible things that can happen when you do the activity of obstructing law enforcement is that you can get shot in the fucking face. Nobody's saying she deserved anything. And if they are, then I disagree with them. But I mean, unless you're talking in a legal sense. No, I don't think anybody deserves to die for being stupid. But that's not at all what we're saying. Bastion, welcome, said Democrat, liberal, no, damn well they're fascist. They know they're not the good guy. I don't think you're right, man. I don't think you're right. This is the scariest thing. We have to understand. They really, really do believe that they are the good guys. They really, really do believe that we're all evil and that they're on the right side of history. They genuinely believe it. That is the scary part. Dogma outdoes intelligence every single time. Every single time. Shout out to Boggs. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much, sir. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Very much appreciated. And guys, don't forget to check out that stream goal. We got the regular one here, but we got a special goal. Make sure you check it out. It's 5 and up, and you guys can pick my next tattoo. Boggs said, "Who watches The Watchmen?" Well, I mean, we do. That's why we're talking about all this.
you're not
They're
allowed
online.
to block traffic.
Did you not see her
specifically
waving?
law
Wait, is that a
enforcement.
death sentence?
If you
I
hit
thought
a
you
cop
were-
with a car, yes, that's a death sentence.
Okay,
You're gonna
wait,
get shot,
I have a question.
and you're gonna
I have a
deserve it.
question. If she was gonna hit someone with her car, why did she first reverse, then stop, then spin her wheel?
She didn't spin the wheel first.
She did
She
spin the wheel.
accelerated
Wait,
before
why
she
did
spun the wheel.
If you want to hit
It's on
someone with your
video.
car, why would you reverse? Why would you reverse?
She clearly was
Wait,
a
why'd
very
you
confused
reverse?
woman. I don't know. Why did
Okay,
she hit him?
So I want to ask
Yeah, I'm with the liberals on this. I think that she was trying to get out of there, which is still stupid, but I think she was just trying to get out of there. Like I said, what is the check and balance taking place to judge these cases when the leadership comes out and gets it wrong twice now? Well, first of all, nobody's been to court yet, so nobody's gotten anything wrong at all. But I mean, yeah, like this is the I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what you're asking me. Shout out to Deuteronomy from Illinois. Welcome to the party.
She clearly was a very confused woman. I don't know. Why did she hit him?
So I want to.
No, you don't know why she reversed, because she spun the wheel and then tried to.
Okay, but you don't know either.
Drive off.
Let's not act like we can read.
Here's what
on video.
Here's what self-defense counts as.
That's why he shot through the windshield, because he was obviously in front of the car.
Reach over the windshield. What about the second
He
two
reached
shots?
over the windshield. He had spaghetti arms and reached over in the moment just to frame this innocent woman.
Did he even get knocked over? Did he even get knocked over?
Yes, he did. That's on video too.
Was he on the ground after?
Yes.
No, he was standing the up. He was standing
there
up.
was literally video.
Dude, he was
going
walking
down.
Okay, I'm going to debunk this after.
Yes.
So you're saying when Renee Nicole Good hit him, he got knocked on the ground?
Yes.
So you haven't seen the video.
Why isn't there a video of that?
Wait. Did he get knocked on the ground?
No.
No, he did not. Thank you, whoever's seen the video back there. He's still standing. You guys are all lying because you've been gaslit by this administration to think that ICE can do nothing wrong. Over the past year, listen, over the past year,
Again, interesting how this was taken before the most recent incident, and you are seeing a lot more, regardless of what you think happened in either case, you are seeing a lot more discussion, a lot more debate about this one. And because it's not, just a blanket, kill the fucking, that's not what it is. We have to understand how, I just made a community tab post about how, I saw, I don't remember where the numbers are from, but there's something like 10 times as many deportations happening in Texas than in Minnesota. And yet we have 2 instances like this in 1 week where massive protests and all that stuff. This is being exacerbated by the people in power. Do you think any of this would have happened if the local law enforcement, the state law enforcement, was actually helping instead of impeding? Do you think that people would feel the need to be out on the streets with their little fucking whistles if the actual police were doing anything? And then I didn't actually see. Actually, let's do that. Let's take a little side quest, because I saw what's his face, Tim Walls, saying something from behind a. Let's just see. He's behind a gate. I don't know what he was saying. Yeah, where is this from? Gate Division? Come on. Why do they always fucking do this? Obviously, I want to fucking see the video. Oh, you guys can't see this. The fuck is going on? Why do I always do this? I always go to X. And it's right there. So I haven't actually seen what he said here, but just the visual of him being behind a gate, saying, "You guys, you gotta go do more. Go more of you die, so that nobody pays attention to all the fucking fraud that we've been doing." How do you get any other type of interpretation of what's going on? Shout out to B. Hey, welcome to the party. We all seen it, but everybody kind of morphs it into whatever they want to be.
Four lefties losing it. Let's start in Minnesota, where the spin doctors have been busy fighting back after revelations of mass fraud and dysfunction in the Somali community, and they're putting their best and brightest to work in front of the media to explain.
Damn, I didn't realize this was the whole thing. Hold on. All right, let's scrub it through. I thought this was going to be a little shorty. Is this it? No. Timmy Walls, where you at, bro? Nope. Really? It was on the thumbnail. Are you kidding me? On the thumbnail. Clickbait. Oh, we are getting a thumbs down. I see, even though we just popped in, I gave it a like anyway, but we're going to dislike for clickbait. How dare you? How dare you? Why that one? I want that one. Can somebody find it? Help me the fuck out here. Do today. No, it would be yesterday, this week. That's fucking annoying. Why is it not right here? It should be right here. They're burying it. They're burying it. What was this? This is 23 hours ago.
If it was the intention of Donald Trump to make an example of Minnesota, then I'm damn proud of the example that the world's seeing. We believe in law and order in this state. We believe in peace. And we believe that Donald Trump needs to pull these 3,000 untrained agents out of Minnesota before they kill another person. And we're up here telling another story of a Minnesotan just trying to live their life without the interference.
Well, again, you've got lots and lots and lots of resources and money to help the situation, so your voters aren't out there on the front lines.
To Americans who are watching this right now, and I don't know, maybe you're watching with curiosity, bewilderment, horror, scorn, or sympathy. I've got a question for all of you. What side do you want to be on?
See?
The side of an all-powerful federal government that can kill, injure, menace, and kidnap its citizens off the streets? Or on the side of a nurse at the VA hospital who died bearing witness to such government?
See, Master, this is exactly what I'm saying. They really do believe that they are the good guys. They really do believe they are the good guys. I really want that other.
Or the side of a mother whose last words were, "I'm not mad at you." You're allowed to decide at any point that you're not with us.
Shut
anymore.
up.
If you voted for this administration, heck, even if you thought Operation Metro Surge was a good idea, sounded like the thing to do a month ago, you're still allowed to look at what's happening here in Minnesota and say, this isn't what I voted for and this isn't what I want. So my question is, what's the plan, Donald Trump? What is the plan? What do we need to do to get these federal agents out of our state? You thought fear, violence, and chaos is what you wanted from?
How about you fucking help them get rid of the people that aren't supposed to be there, and then they leave.
And you clearly underestimated the people of this state and nation. We are tired, but we're resolved. We're peaceful, but we'll never forget.
This is shady that I can't find this video. This is shady as fuck. Because everybody knows what I'm talking about. Where is the fucking video? Where is the fucking video? There we go. So yeah, I'm not super surprised that I haven't seen it yet. They're fucking burying it.
Served on the China Commission in Congress. Ironically enough,
Tiananmen Square.
As co-chair with Marco Rubio. We used to bring in Chinese political prisoners, and we would ask them, when we speak up and call out your government, is it bad? And they said, well, in the short run, it's bad because they torture us. But if you don't speak up, they will torture us and forget about us. And the idea is right now is we have to be speaking up. We have to call it out. You are doing everything.
Exactly. You are doing everything. We are doing nothing, and you are dying for it, and I'm calling for more.
Neighbors are doing everything. And I can't stress enough on this. We're winning it because we're doing it with Minnesota Grid.
He's literally saying, we want more of this. We want more of this. How do you think that this doesn't enter the ears of the people standing there and think, oh, we got to fight even harder? Oh, but yeah, everybody's got to just tone it down, right?
Minnesota decency. Yes. Oftentimes talk about this, and I know people are discussing this a lot. I spent a lot of time with John Lewis on nonviolent resistance.
Clearly a lot smoother than any of us gave him credit for, in the worst possible way.
The resistance matters.
Oh my God.
We're not telling people to be silent, but we're not telling people to go out and cause problems. We're going to cause good trouble.
We're going to cause good trouble. That means more people dying, Tim Walz. That is what you are calling for. That is what you are calling for. A shout out to Indie Film. There we go. The first one for the tattoo goal. Remember, check that tattoo, the goal at the top of the chat. Of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And he said it's like Wallace et al. Are using this to deflect from their fraud. Have you noticed how much weight he lost since the investigation into the Somalis started? I didn't, but I do now. He's slimmed down quite a bit. He used to be a tubby little dude. Thank you. And yeah, I think you're spot on. Welcome to the party, making you the new sponsor of the stream. Thank you so very, very much. Exactly, Box. So what is it that you respect about that? What is it that you respect about hiding, literally hiding behind his gate? Literally hiding behind his gate. Saying, you, white women, you go and do the fighting. I don't understand how anybody could respect that or respect him at all. Insane.
We have seen clips of ICE cracking the ribs of 79-year-olds, grabbing U.S. citizens and bringing them to the ground, deporting people with no due process, and having to bring them back because they admitted there was no due process. That happened, right? They had to bring.
Are we talking about? We're talking about the January 6thers? Or are we talking about those Midwestern?
No, those are domestic terrorists.
U.S. Marshals.
No, if you want to talk about domestic terrorists,
okay,
wait,
got it.
they're using political force to stop the certification of election. They're actual domestic terrorists.
Oh,
you want to call a 37-year-old mother who was shot in the side window a domestic terrorist?
She wasn't shot in the side window.
So,
Adam, the bullet is through the window.
It's
You're just
literally
making that up.
You were making up that he was knocked over, and you can't respond to why she reversed. Why did she reverse?
Adam, it's a simple question. Did she hit him with her car or not?
She didn't.
Did she hit him with her car or not?
Now who won't answer the question?
Yes or no?
Listen,
you're wrong. You answer. Yes or no?
Okay.
Adam, yes or no? It's a simple question.
Can I give a legit answer?
You can give me
Yes.
one word answer.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
There you go.
can I
Then
answer?
The entire conversation's moving.
Wait, can I answer though?
I want to bring it back.
Please, go
Hold on, let me
on.
hop in.
Tell me why
Gotcha,
he should
Morgan.
not have defended himself when she hit him with her car, as you admit.
Self-defense means there need to be two requirements by the law. You need to be able to reasonably perceive yourself as
An
an imminent
risk,
danger,
yes.
and then you need to be able to use a disproportionate amount of force to take care of that danger. It's the continuum use of force. Use of force continuum.
Okay. I want to bring it back
You have
to
to use a proportionate amount of force, right?
Yeah, equality spot on, saying everyone thinks of themselves as being on the side of good. Hitler, Stalin, Walt Disney. Yeah. Assaulting a cop with your fucking car while interfering with law enforcement is a death sentence unless you get lucky.
Bingo.
Yep. And again, as we'll get into, I think the Alex Preddy case is slightly different, but not entirely. Not entirely.
You have to use a proportion. It was not proportionate.
A 3,000-pound SUV is a deadly.
I want to bring it back to your
Yes,
original
He
what?
was standing up. You guys are lying.
You said in your original opening, you said that he was doing his job as instructed. Okay, right? Okay, so with his instructions, surely there's some other type of escalation steps in that process before shooting.
Oh, you mean in the 0.3 seconds he was supposed to go through step 1 and then step 2 and then step 3 and then step 4 and maybe get run over and then we say, oh, well, he could have shot her.
Stupid.
Her in the face 4 times and calling her a bitch.
No,
No?
Lauren, it's a split second before she's running him over. It's not like
She didn't
it's not
run
like it
him
was a
over.
mile
there
down the road.
So he had a Honda.
No,
he
she
was
didn't
armed.
because he
and-
shot her in the face.
She didn't, because she turned her
Okay.
wheel in reverse. Why would she? Okay, I have one final question. And
Yes.
then I
Then
really
it's my
want you to
turn.
answer this. That you
Yes.
you continue to kind of weave around it. Why did she reverse her car if she
Before
was trying to
driving
hit him?
straight into him.
She didn't drive
I don't know.
straight
She was
into
a
him.
real confused
She did
lady,
not- she
and I'm
did not-
really sorry she got
Okay,
killed,
okay.
and she shouldn't have done
How
it.
did it work
quick.
out at Nuremberg? How did it work out in Nuremberg when they were following instructions?
Nuremberg?
Yes. You can't just execute moms. You guys are a little weird if you think you can just execute people.
Huh? Okay.
What was the last topic, guys? Projection. She was arguing, literally arguing for executing people. But not just people, babies. Babies. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to Ryan. Welcome to the party. The key to inner peace is avoiding dogma. Avoid dogma, and you will find your way. Welcome.
Okay.
What
Do we
was
have
it
questions?
done?
Do we have questions?
Yeah.
Babe.
Michael, Michael, I consider myself a conservative. I'm in favor of rigorous enforcement of our immigration laws. But I want to ask you a question about tactics.
Yes.
Okay, so even setting aside, I think there are legitimate legal issues here that we could ask about, Fourth Amendment issues, et cetera. But I just want to ask you, let's assume that sort of the public backlash to what's going on right now with ICE, stopping people in the street, pulling them out of the cars, going door to door, is sufficient to cause some sort of...
Are they going door to door? Are they really going door to door? Or are they just going to the door of the person who has a criminal history and is shown to not be a citizen?
landslide in the midterms against the Republicans. Let's assume that leads to Donald Trump getting impeached. Let's assume that leads to maybe by the end of the Trump term, deporting fewer people than we saw under Obama. Would you not admit that maybe tactically mistakes have been made, that this is bad optically at the very least, even if you dismiss the legal issues?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I don't know what the alternative is. Well, what the people voted for is mass deportations. What we've gotten so far, the Obama numbers are...
Do they vote for that?
The Obama... Well, when people are trying to run over cops, I voted for that.
Okay, so I thought you had due process, no?
But
so was she guilty of...
You don't get due process when you're running someone over.
You just get to... That's actually...
no,
okay, so then
no
why
trial.
won't they let the DOJ do an investigation then if they're so right and correct?
There will be an investigation.
No, they're not. They shut it down.
There will be an investigation.
No, there's not. So answer the question. Why won't they then?
Hold on, I'm answering his question
okay,
first.
so that's a deflection. Let's go back to it.
No, it's not your turn to speak. It's his turn.
It's my turn to speak because we're not really following those rules. So what is the...
I'm following those rules.
Okay,
so,
because you don't want to answer the question. Okay, go ahead.
We'll get to whatever you want to talk about later, but first it's his turn.
This is your topic.
It's my what?
It's your topic.
But it's his question. This is why she doesn't. Okay, it's like the order of events. That's why we don't understand what happened with the lady running him over. So to your question, tactically, is this a bad idea? I don't think so. Some people say that Barack Obama deported 300,000 or 400,000 people. It's kind of fake because they're counting turnbacks among that. He did deport some people, but it's kind of fake because they're counting turnbacks. Right now, the border is totally shut down. President Trump, I think, probably has deported in his first year a little over 500,000 people, like 525 or 530,000 people. I do believe, and I buy the labor studies that have come out, that there have been a lot of self-deportations because of the optically brutal ICE raids. I think that's part of it too. So President Trump says he's deported over 2 million people. It's possible. It's somewhere between 500,000 and 2 million. Compared to the Biden
rookie numbers. Oh no, there's
administration where they were letting in 3 million people a year. Obviously, that's a huge turn in direction. My question is, how are you going to get mass deportations, which most of the conservatives, I think, would agree, we're not even getting enough mass deportations. How are you going to get that if you don't go from job site to job site, from town to town, and try to round people up? Is that going to involve bad optics for leftists? It is. I just don't know what the alternative is.
Well, I think first it might require more funding for things like immigration judges who could process these sorts of deportations.
But if you
I think also
we're talking about like
the fundamental
16 million
question
people.
is basically, if it turns out, let's just assume a hypothetical world where there's a Democratic landslide and Trump gets impeached over this, and we find as a result of surveying people who voted against Republicans in that election that a big part of this backlash was due to this type of ICE enforcement. Are you not going to think that, maybe we could have done this a little bit differently?
Well, what's the alternative? So you mentioned we need... Yeah, sure, Adam can answer.
The alternative is a moderate immigration policy like...
with help from local law enforcement so that people on the streets aren't dealing with, directly dealing with that.
We saw under Obama. Do you know what they called him? The deporter in chief.
Yeah, but listen, they were...
And I'm sure you all had such a problem with it back then, right? Right? Oh, no.
Wrong.
Okay, they called Obama the deporter in chief. The problem here isn't the mass deportations. The problem, as he points out, are the brutal videos coming out of those that ICE is losing popularity with the public population. Obama deported a massive amount of people, but we didn't see the
Adam,
same.
do you dispute the turnbacks?
Is that his name? Shout out to Abe Dingus. Welcome to the party. I didn't even look at the names. So we've got Adam Mockler and Lauren Pietra. That's who we got up there. Welcome. Very good to see you, sir. Fox, if there's no consequence of any kind, cops will be emboldened. True, but they have to, again, even if you want to say it's a bad shot, you cannot excuse the fact that it was Adam Peretti who brought this situation on himself. You cannot do that. Things can go wrong when you're doing shit like that. I'm not saying it's okay that he died. You have to be able to understand the nuance. He said Obama killed an American child on foreign land through the military. Nobody cared because he was Obama. Anything Trump does is end of the world of genocide and totalitarianism. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, you want to look at it that way, but it's a two-way street, baby. It's a two-way street.
Obama deported a massive amount of people, but we didn't see the
Adam,
same.
do you dispute the turnbacks?
But let me see. Okay, the
Do you
turnbacks
dispute
happened.
that most of them were turnbacks, turnaways?
There were turnbacks, but not most of them. They called him the deporter in chief, and he did that without cracking the ribs of 79-year-olds, without shooting U.S. citizens, without deporting people with zero due process, and then bringing them back to the effing country.
Do you agree?
I mean, yeah, Abe, that's how we got here. That's how we got here, is because there was no consequences for breaking laws. With no cash bail and the funds for the Black Lives Matter rioters and all that stuff, there stopped being consequences. And so then, maybe this was lower class people and da-da-da-da, but you're seeing all that happen, and you're seeing people doing this stuff and getting away with it. And then you think to yourself, as a middle-aged white woman, well, I'm just going to go block traffic. I'm not actually doing any of these crimes that other people are doing and not even getting jailed for. So clearly, I'm in the right. Clearly, I'm entitled to do this. When you're not. And then you die. Not because you deserve it, but because that's one of the things that can happen when you interfere with federal law enforcement. Just like your decision to go hiking doesn't mean you deserve a broken ankle. It's just one of the things that can happen if you engage in that activity. We're going to say if interfering knucklefuckers don't get harmed, they will be emboldened. Bingo. Yup. Welcome.
Trump has deported more people than Obama.
Yes, but he's deporting people that he shouldn't be deporting.
75% of them have no criminal background, no violent criminal record.
But are they illegal aliens?
They should. He's deporting people with no due process.
Are they illegal aliens?
Kilmore, Armando, yes, but Kilmore.
But then they should be deported.
Do you think do you think illegal aliens deserve due process?
That's what I was saying before, that we have seen, I forget exactly where I saw the numbers, but there's something like 5 or 10 times as many deportations happening in Texas than in Minnesota. But we don't see people getting killed because A, the local law enforcement is helping, and B, people aren't out fucking blowing whistles and blocking traffic and all that shit. What do we got here? Wire-Rat, welcome. So I go to work, then come home alive every day. It's easy not to chase down law enforcement. Bingo. It's just that simple. And yet, again, this brings us back to the original example when they're talking about abortion, and by the numbers, Michael said, they're saying by the numbers, you want to talk about the Holocaust, abortion is similar in terms of the numbers. It's way more people have been killed through abortion than were killed in the Holocaust. And then you want to say, okay, well, then if that's the case, is it okay if I was back in Nazi Germany to go and be a vigilante and kill a Nazi on his way to work? And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So then why isn't it okay for me to go to an abortion clinic and blow that shit up and kill the doctor? Those are two very different scenarios. But they think it's the same. And so in their minds, the abortion doctors and now ICE agents are literally Nazis to them. And so they can do whatever they want. If I agree, there must be balance, but there's too much pushing from the leftists to break laws on purpose right now. Yep. Bernard, welcome. Said every illegal immigrant should be deported. No questions asked. They are breaking the law. Indeed. A fetus is not a person. I guess not legally, but it is a human, right? Behave said, I need ducks. Ducks make me happy. Fair enough. Minnesota resident said, I've not gone out but to go to work all winter so far. Protesting ICE is pointless. I will just vote gooder. The midterms are coming up. Bingo. This is how you want to be if you are not liking what's going on with ICE and the border and all that stuff. This is how you do it. I'm sorry that you don't get to be, the hero that you think you are in your own main character syndrome bullshit story. But it's not helping, and you might die. It's not helping, and you might die. Might go red.
But then they should be deported.
Do you think illegal aliens deserve due process?
Illegal.
Are we joking? Wait, do you guys think that? you guys think that illegal aliens? Then you're wrong. The Constitution specifically says in the Fifth Amendment that persons, not citizens.
Yeah, this is a bad one. Like I caught even my parents saying this. Well, no, they don't have a due process. Like, hold on. What do you think due process means? It doesn't mean that you get all of the bells and whistles from being a citizen. It means a process that is due to you. The process that is due to you as an illegal alien is different than the process that is due to you if you are a citizen. Yeah, notice how there was no answer there, right? And yeah, you can say legally it's not defined as a person. I do think the Supreme Court does need to make that move, but it's still a human. And I don't know why they feel like they can get around that. Like, it's just there's no other way to look at it than murdering babies in the womb. But yeah, I think in general, I think there's enough rhetoric and propaganda that brings us all back to Trump that I don't know, but is Minnesota more purple or is it like a blue state?
Illegal aliens, then you're wrong. The Constitution specifically says in the Fifth Amendment that persons, not citizens.
We can expedite their due
Wait,
process.
hold on.
Right, we can expedite their what? Their due process, the process that is due to them. It is less than the process that is due to a citizen, but there is still a process.
Yes. Can you just say if I'm right or wrong? Does the Fifth Amendment specifically say persons, and that was upheld in a Supreme Court case, that it's persons, not citizens?
In the enforcement of
Check the
American
case law.
immigration law, we sometimes do things a little more efficiently. For instance, deported 1 million people in the 1950s under President Eisenhower. If we were to give a lengthy trial to the 16 to 30 million illegal aliens who are in the country, we would never deport virtually any of them.
I'm not asking for a lengthy trial for someone like Kilmar Armando Abreu Garcia, right? The thing is, when he got deported over to El Salvador, no, I'm not. I have a pretty moderate immigration policy. I think people should be here legally. Illegal immigration should be minimized. We should know everybody that's here. But like most Americans, guys, this isn't even me living out. Most Americans do not like to see these videos that are going everywhere. Most Americans don't like to see grandmas and abuelas being pulled off the street. And I keep going back.
There aren't that many.
See, again, I was with you when you're saying, oh, people don't like to see this. Agreed. People don't like to see this. Optically, it's not good. But then, you got to take it too far to the other side. And be like, oh, the abuelas. Show me a video of an abuela being thrown around or whatever. That doesn't mean that ICE is perfect. Why do we have to play it like a game? Why can't we just talk about what it really is?
Abuelas, come on.
There
aren't that
I
many.
mean,
Wait, are you okay with the U.S. citizens that have gotten caught up? So I keep going back to the...
Yes. If I was caught up because they thought I was a Mexican or something like that, that would be totally fine. You know why? Because I have a passport and a driver's license and a fucking social security card and all that shit. And we're in a situation where, yeah, I wouldn't love being in that, like, I wouldn't love that happening to me. But if that's what needs to happen to make sure that we get millions upon millions of people who don't belong here out of the country, guess what? If there's something like, let's say there was a criminal, short Indian dude with long hair kills, the guy at 7-Eleven or whatever. Well, that would be one of his own. But let's say he goes to Quick Check and takes out somebody there, right? And then I get a knock on my door saying, "Hey, we've got we got a report that a short Indian dude with long hair did this, and you live right down the street from a Quick Check, so." Yeah, that's totally legit. Now, I ain't gonna say shit to you, but there's nothing wrong with you trying to come and ask. This is before I actually need to get mine renewed, but the last one was before or right when I was growing out my hair. My hair was probably like that long. It's bad. I am ready for a new passport picture. All right.
There aren't that. Wait. Are you okay with the U.S. citizens that have gotten caught up? So I keep going back to this case, but a 79-year-old U.S. citizen got his rib cracked by an ICE agent and is now suing the DHS. So
I think it's
okay. So then he gets to sue the DHS. Like, yes, that's obviously very bad. But when you have, again, millions upon millions upon millions of these cases, things are going to fall through the cracks. Mistakes are going to happen. That doesn't make it okay. But what is your alternative?
very unfortunate when innocent, it's a very small number, but when innocent people or American citizens or legal residents are caught up in these raids. The problem is illegal aliens don't walk around the country with a big sign saying, I'm an illegal alien. So the problem was created by those who allowed the millions of illegals to come in, and now Trump's cleaning up the mess.
The problem is you guys can never admit when ICE does anything wrong whatsoever. So there was an article from
Irony. Now again, this was recorded over a week ago, so it was after the Renee Good situation, but before the Preddy situation. You'll never call out ICE. Meanwhile, all of us are like, I don't know about that one. Again, the fact that there is a very different response to Renee Good shows you that for most people, it's not just some sycophantic cult-like thing. It's we're just giving you our opinion, and you happen to have a different one. Maybe you're the one that's brainwashed, maybe not. But we saw it before when Michael asked about. They were talking about abortion. He's like, I genuinely, hand to God, says Mr. Catholic Christian, hand to God, I'm against abortion because I don't want babies to die. And she's like, no, I don't believe you. What are we doing then? What are we doing? Yeah, right? She's like, my people, this was for our team. Yeah, right. They're out. But you know what? Good. We could do that. Okay, that's Wednesday's goal. That's Wednesday's goal. Let's go. Get those donuts in. Gromtech. So the real problem is that the left are constantly reaching so hard just to find one thing ICE is responsible for. Yep. They can't see that the situations are not good, not ideal, but not fascistic or anything like that. And they're trying so hard to smash it into this fascistic box, and it's just not. It's just not. Now, I agree that there's aspects, the optics are not good. The situation with Kilmar Abrego Garcia was far from perfect. There was that one girl that got deported because she wrote something in her school newspaper, and I thought that was really bad. But like I said, fix the mistakes. People are going to fall through the cracks. Then we can go back to not having to have ICE in the streets rounding people up. They're not there to hang out. They're there to do a fucking job. Let them do their job, and then they'll go the fuck home.
Slate that came out just 2 days ago.
Well, I'll never admit anything in Slate.
No, this woman provided all of the receipts. This liberal woman applied for ICE. In her whole internet history, she was shitting on ICE. She smokes a bunch of weed and posts about it. And she didn't even submit the domestic battery, her history on it. Like, she didn't submit anything, and ICE still let her in. So the problem is...
Yeah, okay. That's bad. I can say that that's bad. What does that have to do with what we're talking about here?
Undertrained ICE agents are being given the funding of national militaries. Like, they're funded more than...
So maybe then don't go fucking get in their face. If you know that, then maybe don't get in the face of the people who are holding guns and you think are out just murdering people. Why are you bringing a whistle to a gunfight? What are you doing? Life indeed begins at conception. Welcome.
Undertrained ICE agents are being given the funding of national militaries. Like, they're funded more than national militaries. They're masking up in such a way that emboldens them, and then they're going around and terrorizing communities.
Because they're a bunch of
pussies in the administration.
Because they take every incel loser from the small town high school,
and they're being threatened
as they should, because they're a bunch of pussy losers. And like, okay, listen, if you want a job where you can go terrorize elementary school students and pepper spray them, ICE is for you. What do they do?
Roosevelt High School.
Oh, is she talking about the kid that the guy abandoned his 5-year-old? And they were trying to make it seem like ICE detained a 5-year-old? These people. My goodness. Mom said, finally, getting one right out of hundreds or thousands of accusations isn't the flex they think it is. Good point. We got Full Metal Chad over on the Verdies, joining the Verdies. Welcome. Said, since when is it okay to resist arrest? It is not. It is not. Even if you are being unjustly arrested, Box is the one who likes to say, you don't hold court on the side of the street. Get your ass arrested, and then you got a big lawsuit coming your way. Or you can potentially die. 734, welcome. So they did not bring it out. Dumbass, they killed him outright, you fool. Who is, what? Who are you talking to or about? Life does begin at conception. Also, I don't give a fuck whether you do it. So you're okay with, you're only okay with fetus murder, or you're okay with murder in general? In that case, let's dive back in. Wait, let me grab one more from Full Metal Chad. Said, undertrained ICE agents, more like undereducated leftists, don't fight officer enforcing the laws and doing their jobs. That you still think they are the SS, the Nazis, murderers in cold blood. But also, I'm going to get in their face with a fucking whistle. Stupid. Dilly, fucking dilly. Indeed. All right. Is that for me? Nope. All right. Let's dive back in.
Elementary school students and pepper spray them. ICE is for you. What did they do?
Roosevelt High School.
What did they do after Roosevelt? Yeah, they went to Roosevelt High School. First they went to an elementary school.
Teddy or Franklin? Was it Teddy or Franklin?
Can you?
So
can you admit that ICE does anything wrong? Can you ever admit that ICE does anything wrong? Or do you think they should have absolute immunity?
I think I have admitted that. They hired that liberal pot smoking lady. I think that was wrong.
Okay, but do you think they have absolute immunity like J.D. Vance does?
I think they should be given extraordinarily broad immunity,
so,
yes.
Extraordinarily broad immunity for things they do on the job.
Yeah, for official acts.
So they can just go shoot people?
Yeah, I think Vance is totally right about that.
But how did,
you think he's right? Since the inception
immunity
of ICE?
is not an excuse for morality. Like, again, I want to bring it back to Nuremberg. Like, what happened to the people carrying out these atrocities in 1930s Germany?
I don't think removing creme de Aragua is akin to a Nazi.
They were following their orders too.
That's all they have. That's all they have. Is, well, what about Hitler?
What can you admit that ICE has done wrong thus far? Because most Americans...
I just gave you an example.
No, obviously, like a real example of ICE doing something wrong. You mean not vetting people enough?
I can't think of a particular example.
So were you serious about the pot smoker? Do you think ICE should be vetting people?
I'm saying it still cracks me up. The left finally admits that masks are bad optics. It took them a few years, but they did learn. We'll give them credit where it's due.
More for ideological reasons.
If they can, the problem is the problem is so massive because there are 16 to 30 million people, and ICE was so understaffed.
That's a massive range, bro. 16 to 30 million
they're illegal.
People?
We don't know where they are. You call them undocumented. That's the problem.
Exactly. We don't know who they are, how many they are, where they are, what they're doing. That is why we are in this position. It's not just for fun.
We don't have any
documents. I don't care
documents.
what you call them, dude. I think that the administration...
I'm just saying that's why we have a broad range. We don't know how many of them there are.
Hey, Adam, I got a question for you. Sorry, that was a little aggressive.
No, you're good. Oh, okay, what's up?
Hey, I just had a question about the due process for illegal immigrants versus like an American citizen.
So in case you just join us, they do a topic, and then they have two people ask questions. Whoever wins the question round gets to sit in the VIP section and gets to interject like this.
Does an illegal immigrant have an entitlement to legal representation?
An entitlement?
Are they entitled to legal representation?
They have all of the rights defined under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
Okay, they're not guaranteed legal representation in their immigration case.
Well, are U.S. citizens?
So we can agree that no, they're not U.S. citizens. Immigrants are not U.S. citizens. They are not illegal aliens. They're not guaranteed.
Can I ask you?
They're not guaranteed legal representation.
Wait, can I ask you? Do you think only citizens or persons, any person in the United States, deserves due process?
That's not the question. That's
no. I'm asking you a question.
An illegal immigrant in an immigration case, someone is being deported for being here illegally. But are they guaranteed?
I bet you, in the most ironic way, they would be like, would you ever admit that ICE did something wrong? Yeah, we get things wrong. Would you ever admit that protesters? That's just the First Amendment. We're freaking perfect. We didn't do anything wrong. Blah, 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 blah. You can't make this shit up.
Legal represent.
Okay, technically, I did just make that shit up, but it probably would come true.
If someone is being deported for being here illegally. But are they guaranteed legal representation?
No, but that is not all that there is to due process. Due process is
broad. We agree that due process looks different for immigrants versus American citizens, right?
Wait, but they're saying that
immigrants versus American citizens.
They're saying that immigrants get no due process.
No,
do you guys think immigrants should get any due process?
Are you debating the crowd, or are you debating Michael?
He's just arguing that due process for the illegal alien deportation cases is markedly different from an ordinary.
In a lot of different ways.
That's totally fine. But what I'm arguing
is that... That's a good point.
That's totally fine. What you're saying is true, but what I'm saying is there was no due process for the cases like Kilmer, Armando, Abrego, Garcia. There was no.
Yeah, but then Chris Van Hollen went and cried that romantic lunch.
No,
Do we have a question over here?
I've got a question. You can make jokes when
I
you're
will make
cornered.
jokes about
What the
Kilmer, Abrego, Garcia. Yes. What's your question?
He's back in the U.S., buddy.
Stalker's back. I'm just gonna. Well, never mind. My cup's not full.
Yeah, what the this guy on the right, you're a big boomer guy.
He's a boomer? A boomer?
He's a trans boomer.
Don't talk about it.
Remember, guys, boomer is a mindset. A baby boomer is a generation. Being a boomer, that is a mindset.
All right, you're a big boomer guy.
He's a boomer? A boomer?
He's a trans boomer.
Don't talk to Adam like that.
What's your name again? The blonde girl. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Lauren. Yours?
All right, Michael. My name's
name
with
is
you.
Laura.
Michael, my question is for you. Do you think that Lauren prefers anthropomorphic Minotaur smut novels or AI-generated ice romance novels? Thank you for the question.
Good.
I don't know what the first one was.
Well, okay.
Yes, you do, bitch. Don't lie. That Minotaur love romance novel is going all over Book Talk, bitch. Don't tell me you're not on TikTok. I could take one look at you. You are on TikTok, and you know about that book. What is it? What was it? What was it called? The Minotaur AUR romance book. Let's do that. Yeah. This thing. This is what we're talking about. Can you guys see this? Oh yeah. Hiya. This is the USA Today bestseller, a monster bait romance. You thought that the man versus the bear was bad. God damn. You thought 50 Shades of Grey was bad. God damn. Shout out to CPT. More beer. Dilly. Yeah, right? Does she pick the bear? Exactly. Shout out to King Nirvana in the building. Weird. And indeed, it is bestiality, and they're just like, yeah, it's perfect, and oh my god, it gets me so hot. Like, what? Haram. Yeah, I'm with behave. This bitch knows.
Question. Or AI-generated ice romance.
Wait, let's get it.
No, my question is for you. Do you think that Lauren prefers anthropomorphic Minotaur smut novels or AI-generated ice romance novels? Thank you for the question.
Good.
I don't know what the first one was.
Well, okay, then it's the second. I say it's the second then. Is that fair?
Ice porn?
There was a millennial lady who went on TV, or she went on TikTok or whatever, and maybe I'm the boomer. I say she went on TV. And she goes there, she says, hating men for so many years has trained me to stop ICE. And she was admitting, it was this amazing psychological admission that a lot of these protests are about like women who hate their dads, basically. And it's unfortunate. It's like, that's what all of liberalism comes down to is 3 words, screw you, dad. But I don't even think it's primarily about the cops.
Can I bring it back around to one final thing?
Screw you, Minotaur.
Can you say, Michael, you asked me a yes.
Hey, shout out to Boy Angry Amputee. Welcome to the party. You missed a bunch, man. I don't know. I don't think I can recap it all, but we are just getting started. Welcome.
Yes or no question? Can I ask you one? Did the ice?
Well, one thing you did miss is that we've got a special goal. If we hit the goal, you guys can pick my next tattoo.
Agent who shot Renee Nicole Good get knocked on the ground on his ass.
Oh my gosh,
he got knocked over.
Wait, no.
Minotaur or not, bro?
Hey, yes or no?
Is your question, was he flat on the ground?
Everybody said he was not. Wait,
was he flat? Are you saying head and toes flat on the ground? Probably not.
Was he knocked on his ass? Okay,
he was
knocked on his ass?
He was knocked over. He was not flat on the ground. He was not flat on the ground.
Can I please have the honor of showing you?
He's a Minotaur guy. Let's be real.
I'm granting your point. I'm granting your point that he was not flat on the ground. He was knocked over.
You guys are being really dishonest about that.
He knocks the ICE agent flat on his sultry ass. He knocks the ICE agent flat on his sultry ass.
Wait, do you actually think that? Wait, do you actually think that?
No, I think you want to read AI-generated ice.
Wait, no, do you actually think what you just said? Do you think he got knocked on his ass?
All right.
Say what?
No, stop. Do you think he got knocked on his ass? I'm so sorry, but...
Do I think he got knocked on his ass? No, I don't think he got knocked on his ass.
Okay, then why were you guys
Dude,
like coming and
what's your
hollering
name
a second
again?
ago?
What's your name? What's your name?
Adam.
Adam, listen, I've almost gotten hit by a deranged retard in her car. Okay. I had a gun in my pocket, which I was not able to bring up here because of safety and everything. And I had to contemplate, am I going to shoot this black chick or not? As a 6'4" white guy, when a woman who was let out on the street by Gerald Ford and Ronald Reagan to take some lithium instead of going to a state-run mental institution, decided to drive up to Nashville at.
There you go, guys. We could get milking minotaurs on my body permanently. On my body permanently. Check the goal. $5 will get you in.
8 a.m. in the morning and try to run me over. So I know about cars menacing me. And I'm not a
I don't care
federal
about
agent.
your personal experience.
I know.
You guys all
No, but he
lie.
has
I'm
a, he's,
Is
he's
this a
explaining.
therapy session? Did I just crash a therapy
He's
session?
explaining what it's like. He has
I'm
first-hand
letting you know,
experience.
dude.
Have you ever driven in LA?
I know you have to be Michael's foil, but I know y'all have to be Michael's foil here. It's like bar fight or whatever. But dude, if a federal agent is having a car coming towards them, you're gonna.
He
get
was
smoked.
standing on his feet, and the car missed him. The car
If
was
a car hits a
hit.
federal agent, they're gonna
It did
smoke you.
not.
And I will say this:
Even if it did, even if the car did not even touch him, he still would have been 1,000% legally justified.
in no other country in the world will they have as much pause and discretion.
Well, no other country in the world is as good as
They're like, are you in? Like,
Dilly
dude,
dilly to that.
Go to Venezuela.
no other country in the world
Hey,
is as good as America. And in America, we
listen.
have human dignity for our citizens. So, can I ask
I
you,
agree.
Why
That's
would
my
she
whole
back up?
point.
Why would
That is exactly why I'm doing it.
Renee Nicole could back up in her car, and why would she wave
It's
people
called
past?
potential energy.
All I'm saying-
You have to
Potential
get
energy?
it.
All I'm
Before
saying
you go
is some of you
forward.
guys, and I don't support violence, but some of you guys have never had your ass kicked, and it really shows.
Really? Really? The woman is going to talk about never having had her ass beat. Projection! What a dumb bitch. What
And
a
some of you
dumb
guys,
bitch.
and I don't support violence, but some of you guys have never had your ass kicked, and it really shows.
He had a lady almost
really
broke
shows.
into
Whoa,
him.
whoa. I've had my ass kicked.
What?
What are you talking? You don't know. I've had my ass kicked.
Okay, it doesn't act. You're not acting like it.
Oh, because you would know, right? You would know, right? Shout out to we're gonna say wait. Should I say the name? I don't know if yours in the same name. So we'll just say we got $5 from CashApp that says I got 5 on Bucks being the tattoo. Hey, I'm down. Whatever you guys pick. Whatever you guys pick. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So very, very much. Okay, I see you now. I see a picture. Angry amputee with the 5. Yeah, what exactly say? Box photo for your tattoo. Hey man. If we hit the goal, I'm gonna take suggestions, and then whatever is the most popular, we're gonna put it in a poll, and whatever you guys choose, I'm gonna get that tattooed on my body. Shout out to Angry Amputee. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. And that makes you the new co-sponsor of the stream. Thank you so very, very much. Hey, it's my body, my choice. Yeah, right. I bet she can fit a size 18 foot of her gaping butthole. Oh my God. Good Lord.
What are you talking? You don't know. I've had my ass kicked.
Okay, it doesn't act. You're not acting like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you gotten your ass kicked, or have men
Because
protected you
I
your
mean,
whole
have you
life?
ever driven in LA? I'm not. If women
Yes,
if women
LA
pulled a,
sucks
let me
ass.
stop. If women pulled a gun every time they felt unsafe, none of you would be here.
This is the same fucking. Okay, well, that's true. Yeah, if you felt unsafe, if you actually were unsafe, yeah, probably not. But this is the same thing as there was a trend going around TikTok where when we're saying you guys don't understand how women's memories work. Okay, if we have a bad experience, like if we're abused by a man, if we remember that experience, all of the emotions come back, and I'm like, nope, not buying it. Bullshit. Actually, fuck it. We'll take the side quest. Just because this bitch is so fucking annoying. It's insane. Because they're trying to say that you're actually feeling the level of emotion in the moment. If that was the case, then anytime you were like, you were just reminded of the worst day of your life, it would then become the worst day of your life again. Give me 1 second. I can't find it here, but hold up. It's here somewhere. No, can't find it. All right. I can't find it. Fuck it. One more look. Because it's fucking good. It's fucking good. Talking about the pit. Talking about Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I haven't seen the new episode yet. Anybody watching that? All right. I guess I can't find it. All right. I feel like it's right there. You know that meme where it's like the guy is like digging for gold and he's like gives up and there's like that much wall between him and where it actually is? That's what I feel like right now. All right, fuck it. But yeah, point is, that doesn't happen. Okay? That doesn't happen. I'm a dot. Welcome. Marsha.
If women pulled a gun every time they felt unsafe, none of you would be here. None of you would be here, except for Adam.
That's not
Adam,
true.
Yeah, it's true. And Aaron.
Now, I will say this, because you remind me a lot of my wife, and Michael and you arguing really reminds me
No, your
of
poor wife.
Hey, you said it. Okay.
Am I your husband?
If my wife was being menaced by a car and it hit her thigh, and she had a gun and she was a man and could draw quickly.
Okay, what if your woman? What if your wife was going in the car?
Yeah, because she's not a federal agent, and if she was in a fucking gay state like California, she would
get charged with manslaughter anywhere.
What was your name again?
Dude, you wouldn't get charged with manslaughter in the state of Tennessee.
If it touched her thigh.
You really don't know what that is put a 1 in the chat if you do not know what is being referred to when I say Marsha. If you do not know what that means, please put a 1 in the chat, wherever you are. I will tell you. But you gotta be the only one.
What was your name again?
Dude, you wouldn't get charged with manslaughter in the state of Tennessee.
If it touched her thigh, yes.
If it fucking
Well, you can also get married as a child in Tennessee, so anything goes here, you know?
So can you in California?
No, you can't. Not in California, only in the Bible Belt. Google it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't care.
For those things. Well, all I hear all day long at school is how great Marsha is at this or how wonderful Marsha did that. Marsha.
I forgot it was that. But somebody, so we had, God damn it. What in the fuck? This is ruining my joke.
Wonderful Marsha did that. Marsha.
There's that one. And then who said, from the movie, the Brady Bunch movie.
I'm watching my figure for my new boyfriend.
New boyfriend? Wow, that's news.
I'll say. What's his name, Jan? His name is George.
George Glass.
George what? George, Tropicana.
What a nice name. Is he Cuban?
No, I mean Glass. George Glass. That's funny. I've never heard of a George Glass at our school. That's because he's a transfer student. He came in the last week of school.
Come on, you're ruining my goddamn jokes. What is happening? We have to hear it.
And he thinks I'm super cool. Sure, Jan.
That's what we were referring to. All right. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they definitely brought that one back. That's what I'm saying. Like, how did... You're trolling, right? You're trolling now. Fuck you. You're trolling.
California.
No, you can't. Not in California. Only in the Bible Belt. Google it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't care.
So let's do a little role play.
I'm ready to hear it.
No,
Oh,
no,
shit.
All right.
You're letting me go.
Pick it up, you two. The
Nighty
tension.
night,
You
baby.
can cut the tension with a knife.
I
Now we
know.
have to pick.
We should write a novel
We
together.
should write a novel about that. We should. Now we got to pick who won the round before we get to the more.
Wait, you're serious? You never heard of the Brady Bunch? Like, if you were younger, like, okay, that, makes sense. It's from the 60s or whatever. How the fuck did you grow up and never come into contact with the Brady Bunch? That's insane. That's insane.
Important question of who won the question round. I think I know the winner. So who here thinks that the libs won the debate on that topic? You got to put your cards up, blue cards
I'm
up.
sensing
Okay?
some audience bias here.
Not a lot. We got one blue. We got one
I love a
blue.
democracy,
Okay.
though, let's be honest.
Now, how many think that I won that debate? Okay. All right. We got. All right. That's great. Listen, this happened the first time. The first time he was here, it was all very reasonable people. So I kept winning everything. And then on the next few debates.
Split tail? What are we talking? What? What are we talking about?
There were a bunch of libs that came in.
Oh, really?
And so it was more like 50-50. But today, I don't know. Now we have to figure out who won the question round. I think.
I'm not going to say.
We know.
Am I the idiot? The government isn't turning on citizens. Oh, yeah, okay. Illegal immigrants aren't citizens. Jesus, you people are so dumb.
Stupid.
Yep. I'm lost. I'm just assuming that it's over my head. Welcome to the party.
The question round. I think.
That's what I'm saying, but Behave is older than me. Behave is older than me. How the fuck do you live in America and not know about the Brady Bunch?
I think we know. I think we know. Okay. Mr. Whitfield, would you please go over to the John Rich Redneck Riviera VIP
Oh,
table?
shit. Is that my prize for
That's your
mogging this guy?
prize. That's your prize. You can write the novel while you're over there. Okay. Now.
I was going to
it's
say,
round
like,
3. Yeah, there we go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 31 months. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the GOAT. To the OG. I don't think anybody has more than 31 months. I don't think anybody has more than 31 months. Brother, thank you for being here. Much appreciated.
All right. I hope you had Z-biotic before you started tonight. Okay. So the remaining topics. Trump is a great president and not at all corrupt. Did we do that one already?
No,
we didn't. Okay. We have a major Somali problem and we need white men to save us. We already did abortion. Trump is putting Americans first. The Venezuela strike was as American as Taco Bell. It's kind of
I like Venezuela, though. I like that.
I know. I like that one. They don't like it as much. Okay.
I wanted them to do Venezuela, but all right.
Yeah. That's topic 5.
So, all right. I think it's between. Gosh, I don't know. It might be between 3. Who says the Somalis? Okay. Who says Trump putting America first? Not as much. Who says Venezuela?
I wanted to hear that one.
Venezuela.
You think it's Venezuela? What do you think, Mr. Davies? Venezuela or Somalis?
Venezuela
Okay,
over
all
here.
right, let's take it. All right, that's actually mine.
There we go.
Okay. I believe, and I am correct to believe, that the Venezuela strike was as American as apple pie. Now, I want to be clear. I support the strike, but I'm not arguing that it was a great strike. It was. It certainly was. It was an excellent strike. But I'm not even making that point. I'm not saying it was geostrategically necessary, though probably it was. I'm simply saying it was very, very American. Some people came out afterwards, said it was unprecedented and unlawful. It was funny because Kamala Harris said it was unlawful. And it was awkward because her own administration had called for precisely the arrest of Maduro and actually offered $25 million to get it. So Trump did exactly what she wanted, but saved $25 million, which is great. But it was very, very American. And this is because we have been intervening in Latin America since 1846, really going back to 1823 with the Monroe Doctrine, but actively since the Mexican-American War, 1846. We have intervened 88 times in that period, now 89 times, I guess, because of Venezuela. We did it something like 7 times in the 19th century. We did it a little more than that, 77 times in the 20th century. We've done it 4 times in the 21st century. It was awesome. It did the founding fathers proud, and it's very, very American.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Following up on that, you just named a lot of the regime changes or at least removals of leaders in Latin America and the Middle East. Can you name a single time in the past 50 years it's gone well for us, for the United States?
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? Not Manchego. That's cheese.
Quite recently, in Panama, it was great. We got Noriega out.
Noriega! There we go. Oh, my goodness. Shout out to Guam. Falling off. Hey, you don't get credit for falling off. This has got to be the most important thing of your fucking life. But either way, 28 months and counting and more. Thank you so very, very much, guys. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. Shout out to all of the disciples and especially the Moral Felon crew. If you know, you know. Thank you, sir.
30 years ago. Worked out great.
So I think part of the problem is that the prompt that you sent me. I was curious.
Yeah.
Can you admit that the vast majority of times they've not only gotten wrong, but it's led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people? When have we done the regime change? This is just history, right?
No, sometimes Middle East has gone worse.
A lot. In Latin America too.
But Middle East has gone worse than Latin America. Latin America, we're better at it.
This is a big, I'll call it a talking point, but a big talking point that's kind of shaken me out of the libertarian mindset that I've had for a long time. And understanding the difference between what it means to get involved in what's going on across the world with a completely different culture, with all of that stuff. It's just different based on, or rather, it's different than doing military action in our hemisphere. It is different in a meaningful way. And so, yes, I still was very supportive of Trump being the no new wars president. And I don't like that, he's not sticking to that. That being said, the implication was that we weren't going to start World War III. So hopefully that's not where we're heading. But, Bucks and I am pro Greenland. We can, in fact, buy them out, and we should try. Agreed. We can get every man, woman, and child in Greenland $2 million USD, and it'll be $114 billion. For context, we just gave ICE $75 billion and Israel $174 billion. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know if we need to be fucking handing out money like that. I think just being part of the American project is good enough. But hey. Yeah, exactly. There you go. And then, I'm fine. If they can pass the test, they can vote. I'm happy to have people who can pass the test vote more than, well, I was just born on a different piece of dirt, so I get to affect your elections. Just saying.
In Latin America too.
But Middle East has gone worse than Latin America. Latin America, we're better at it. Sometimes it can go wrong. In Guatemala, it went a little rough, but a lot of times it's pretty easy. I mean, we've gone in places like the DR. We go in, we take someone out, and then we kind of reform him. We put him back in sometimes. We basically created the nation of Panama out of Colombia. We've done it in Nicaragua a bunch of times. So we've been pretty effective there.
I don't think in Latin America it's turned out well 90% of the time. So the prompt that you submitted to me was that
So remember, the prompt is that it's American as apple pie or Taco Bell or whatever the fuck it is. He didn't say it was good. He didn't say it was. It's just American, and I think it is very American to be doing shit like that.
Greg's on Venezuela were as American as Taco Bell, and I was thinking I agree in the sense that you regret eating Taco Bell the next day. In the same way.
All right, I'll give him that. I'll give it to him.
In the same way that most regime strikes are regretful, most regime changes are regretful at some point. Now, this isn't even me again, libbing out. If you look at the history of both, I'm not. If you genuinely, I want to put America first, and I want to prioritize Americans on the ground, not only economically when unemployment is up, not only small businesses, but I think Americans should be prioritized. And right now I see Donald Trump being caught up with things abroad. So not only Greenland, not only Canada he talks a lot about Europe, but he talks a lot about Venezuela. I've seen him.
I don't fully agree with what he's trying to establish, but he's not wrong.
Talk more about Venezuela and Greenland than inflation or healthcare at this point. And the problem is...
I think that's fair because there's less to talk about when it's like, okay, we're going to do this. Let's just do that versus the novelty of what happened. Like, it makes sense. So that's why I don't agree with his sentiment, but he ain't lying.
With Venezuela or with Latin America, almost all regime changes we've done have gone poorly over the course of a few years. So even with Gaddafi, like this is what
Gaddafi was awful. That was a disaster under Obama.
But this proves my point too. Like I'm not going to defend Obama on this, but this proves my point. In the 2 to 3 weeks following the removal of Gaddafi, I was doing this research, looking up the article.
That's really quick. If you do me a huge favor and hit that like button or double tap the screen if you're on your phone, that shit really, really, really does help. It's free, it's easy, and it helps out so much. And don't forget about poor old little Morty here. He's hungry. And every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Edge of the South said, went pretty well in Nicaragua. Made Coke way more affordable. I mean, priorities, right? Priorities. The problem is that I just don't. I would love living on the edge. I would love to, once, twice, 3 times a year, just hit somebody up and get, an 8-ball and just fucking do the thing. But everything is potentially or theoretically laced with fent now, so you can't even have a little bit of fun. I mean, I know that there's people like it would only take a couple of phone calls to find people who know what they're doing. But I don't want to make that many phone calls, man. Because it's not just like, hey, can you do this? And let me hit up this person, that person, that person, and that person. And then someone maybe, they're going to be here in 10. The whole thing. Just let me get some blow. I still don't trust Behave. I think Behave has been trolling this whole fucking time. I don't believe it.
This proves my point. In the 2 to 3 weeks following the removal of Gaddafi, I was doing this research, looking up the articles. People were celebrating, and people were saying this is finally bringing an era of peace. People were saying now that Gaddafi is gone, the Middle East is going to be reformed. Well, guess what? Like 2 or 3 months later, they devolved into a civil war with open-air slave markets. And
I don't know what dude's shaking his head. Like, yeah, that is very true, and it's not the only time. Remember the mission accomplished banner with George Bush.
They're still in a very bad spot. So I'm not even going to argue against the removal of Maduro. I thought the military did a great effing job. The military
it was amazing.
It was so impressive. Of course. I also think Maduro is the enemy of the Western civilization. I think Maduro is the enemy of America. So don't mistake me as defending Maduro. But I genuinely think there are problems with regime changes being carried out. And there are also problems with the president unilaterally striking other countries.
Hold on. First of all, we didn't change any regime. We just arrested somebody. So, like he was saying, maybe he's going to go through trial and there'll be some shit and, he ends up back to prison. I don't know how the fuck that shit works. But we didn't change the regime. And then, what was the second he said?
Regime changes being carried out. And there are also problems with the president unilaterally striking other countries without the authorization of
I guess you could make that argument. But, again, nobody was arguing that with Obama and Biden. You can tell. It's just a look. And it's you don't carry yourself like this. You don't carry yourself like this around when you're used to white dudes, because they ain't gonna take it.
Congress.
So you're making one big error. And because you've conflated 2 things. I said there have been 88 interventions in Latin America, and you've equated them with regime change. Only 15 of those were regime change. Sometimes they were interventions to just make the regime act a little better.
But the interventions blew back too. I mean, we can call it whatever you want. When you militarily remove
those are
a leader,
different things. The key here is, do you think the Venezuela strike was a regime change?
I think it's regime coercion at this point. Because
I don't even think that,
the regime is still standing.
Not regime change. I mean, the regime's still there.
It's military intervention. But wait, that's not a good argument. The Maduro regime is still there, and you think...
Hey, yo!
that looks good for us?
Yes, because
so?
I agree with you that sometimes massive upheavals of regime are a bad idea. The biggest
Most times.
Maybe not. The biggest problem in Iraq, of course, was not when we entered. We actually were greeted as liberators. The problem was when we disbanded the Ba'ath Party, when we debathized Iraq and created the insurgency. So in the case of Venezuela, what we're doing here is not Bush era spreading of democracy, Madisonian liberalism around the world.
Wait, what are we doing then?
What we're doing there is kicking China out, kicking Iran out, kicking Russia out. We're taking oil that is owed to us. We're taking out Maduro, who's been a target of the United States for 25 years now, since the Chavez regime. And now we're leaving the deputy in charge, and we're saying, play ball or else. What's going to happen otherwise is we're going to treat you worse than Maduro.
Okay, but this is
which is very restraining.
It's called we do a little Donroe doctrine.
The Donroe doctrine, baby. Now
this is a massive problem. This is a massive problem.
5 more seconds. Anyway, they're not showing her again, but you can even tell that the roots of her hair are not blonde. I'd be surprised if that's even not a wig. So
a lot of times when interventions fail, it's because there's not a solid backup plan. I think this would have gone way better.
But there's the backup plan. Leave the vice president in place.
Okay, that is an awful backup plan. I think he should have at least endorsed Machado, who is the opposition leader.
Yep. There we go. So yeah, I mean that definitely is not blonde. But also, it just looks like it's a wig.
That would have been a full regime change.
There's so many.
That would have been.
Oh, fucking cry about it! You're living out. You're living out.
Yeah, that would have been Iraq.
We are going into.
He said the words I don't like. He said the words. I know what he meant, but he was making a pun because Monroe, Mon, and Don rhyme, and we like. Come on, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Their resources like oil. Then we were holding.
First of all, some of those are our resources that they stole.
We can debate that, but we can then oil executives. I mean, just to back up, everyone in this room, most people in this room who voted for Trump probably wanted Trump to put America first. Right now, what I see is Donald Trump focusing so much so on foreign countries that he is now pillaging Venezuela for their resources, without helping the Venezuelan people. How does this help the?
Whoa. You just said America first, and now you're like, well, how does this help the Venezuelan people? I don't give a fuck about the Venezuelan people. I'm glad they're happy. Cool, great. I don't give a flying fuck. I care about Russia and China not being in our backyard. What a bait and switch.
Right now, what I see is Donald Trump focusing so much so on foreign countries that he is now pillaging Venezuela for resources.
Yeah, so far he's saying, well, you wanted America first, but he's pillaging Venezuela. So you should think that's bad, but then
for their resources without helping the Venezuelan people. How does this help the Venezuelan people?
So then who's it helping?
Who's it helping? Who's it helping?
It's helping
Americans first. I guess you're right.
You're wrong. You're wrong. It's not. It's helping oil executives. It's helping Chevron. It's helping oil execs that were.
Where are those companies based? In America. Actually, I don't know that for sure, but is Chevron based in the U.S.? Yeah, okay. I assumed. I assumed. But yeah, America includes the corporations, you fuck. No, I'm not saying that I'm necessary. Like I said originally, I would not have voted for the Venezuela strike. I went to bed, I woke up, and it was done. So, okay, I'm living in the world where that already happened. I would not have voted for it because I do think that we should be as isolationist as calls for on the world stage. Given that was done, given that it was precision, no American deaths, everything went according to plan, go down the list, I'm not going to be mad about it. We're here now. You guys can read that on the screen.
It's not. It's helping oil executives. It's helping Chevron. It's helping oil execs that were sitting around that table.
Do you think that when the United States...
You do not care if you guys die uninsured, by the way. None of them know your name.
But wait a minute.
So it's like you're riding for Chevron.
Think about
Again, we come back to... They don't know your name. Sweetie, are you under the impression that the people that you vote for care about you personally? You think they care about you?
Stupid.
They're politicians. Of course they don't care. Why would you even say that as if anybody is under the impression that politicians care about people? It's almost like you didn't realize it's almost like you didn't realize that you're on the wrong side. Yeah, this is it's a sad, sad thing. Under Biden, with an SUV, you could get like $70, $80, $90 worth of gas. And now, only $50. $50 is all you can get. Okay, I stole that from TikTok, but it's funny.
Die uninsured, by the way. None of them know your name.
But wait a minute.
So it's like you're riding for Chevron,
Think about
but none
this.
of them know you. So
Donald
like,
Trump,
why are we like, woo,
Donald
Chevron.
Trump put U.S. troops' lives at risk during this operation just to make oil executives rich.
No,
Did you guys
that
pay
is
for that?
absolutely true.
Adam, you know, there was a legal order going back 5 years for the arrest of Nicholas Maduro.
Right, but it's also not just for the oil executives.
Illegal. I'm not making an illegal argument, a legality argument.
The previous administration called for this very action.
I'm not making a legality argument.
You're saying that. Do you think that the Biden-Harris administration only called for that policy? Do you think the judge who issued the arrest warrant only did so to make oil executives rich?
No, I think that
exactly.
No,
there you go. And Trump didn't do it either.
No, I have a better answer. I think that Biden would have at least encouraged.
Box. This is the second time you've done. You're like reading my mind. I was literally about to pull up the chat. I said, "Hey guys, we're coming up on the 2.5 hour mark," and again. Box with the big 5. Of course, let's get Morty his treat. Thank you. That's from Box. Said Americans don't make oil profits. This ain't profit sharing. It just makes GDP go up. Unless they steal it first. And they will take some of it. And I mean, I'll defer to you. I don't necessarily know a lot about the specifics. But you know, GDP up means it's not a bad thing, right? I know you're an idiot. Ha, got him, loser.
Machado to step into power and then help the Venezuelan people.
Your problem is,
so can you admit
You can't even say Machado, bro.
What? We are subjecting the Venezuelan people to take their oil to just benefit us. This is not a good precedent to set. You're not making a good argument here.
No.
How does this benefit the Venezuelan people at all?
The dictator of Venezuela was inviting our enemies into the hemisphere: China, Russia, and Iran. They were sending illegal aliens by the busload, much more than the busload, into the United States, especially under Joe Biden. They were sending drugs into the United States. They were funding terrorism. And so that was a national security problem for the United States. This is...
I think I got this right? Right? The 1, the 2. Yeah, shout out to our new sponsor of the stream. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Anyone here got a check from Exxon before? Show? Mobile, maybe? Maybe if you live in Alaska. Oh, I'm going to ask that. I have a friend who lives in Alaska. I knew it! This deserves a side quest. This deserves a legit side quest. Here's what are we gonna do? So, all right, where are we at? We're at 53. So I just want a picture of her. Take a screenshot, and we're gonna go here. Can we paste that? How? I'll say no. I don't want to prompt it. How likely is it that the woman in this photo is wearing a wig versus it being her natural hair? Right? Okay, let's try that. Let's see. All right. So let's see. Cues only. Indicators that could suggest a wig or extensions. Very uniform blonde tone, high density and smoothness with minimal flyaways. Hairline appears clean and symmetrical under studio lighting. Length and volume are consistent throughout. Against. Hairline does not show an obvious lace. They know how to do that. Parting looks natural and rather either natural hair with extensions or very high quality styling. A full wig is possible, but not strongly indicated. 30-40% that it's full wig, but at least 60% that we're talking. I thought, yeah, possibly with extensions. So I'm going with the. It's definitely. Looks like a wig.
Precedent to set. You're not making a good argument here.
No.
How does this benefit the Venezuelan people at all?
The dictator of Venezuela was inviting our enemies into the hemisphere, China, Russia, and Iran. They were sending illegal aliens by the busload, much more than the busload, into the United States, especially under Joe Biden. They were sending drugs into the United States. They were funding terrorism. And so that was a national security problem for the United States.
Oh, really? A liberal woman who's decent looking that doesn't have an OnlyFans. I didn't know that those still existed.
This has been the case as a cornerstone of American foreign policy since 1823. We removed him in accordance with 25 years of U.S. policy.
Okay, let me ask. I have one more question.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, if Delcy Rodriguez begins to not play ball and tries to lengthen negotiations...
Trump threatened to kill her.
Okay, so we are going to continue U.S. military force?
Yeah.
So...
Just like we have since 1846,
You guys have no f***ing morals. You guys voted for no new wars, and Michael Knowles is up here saying that we might be in a prolonged war with Venezuela.
Yeah, we always do that.
You guys are
Wait, so are you okay with Trump starting a prolonged war with Venezuela without the authorization of Congress?
Where's the war?
No,
You guys couldn't even change the tire, and you're like, war? You guys are really going to go to war?
Wait.
Why does she keep going after the dude in the red hat? Like, you've never been in a fight. You can't change a tire. Why would what? What are you doing here? Who invited you?
Couldn't even change the tire, and you're like, war? You guys are really going to go to war?
Wait.
It's an 88-minute war.
We are talking hypothetically if
Gregory,
Delcy
you're not ready
Rodriguez
to go to war.
doesn't help Trump. This was literally, were you not listening over there?
Yeah,
we're talking about
Gregory
Delcy
wants to go to
Rodriguez.
war.
No, that's a
Gregory
great
doesn't
point.
think he's going to go to war.
No, I
Gregory.
didn't say there is a war. I said if Delcy
You're not gonna
Rodriguez
make it a
doesn't
war.
go
Well, I'll
to
tell you
war.
what probably will
sorry.
happen.
You're not
is
built for
probably
that.
what happened the last time we replaced the leader of Venezuela is that it'll take about an hour and a half, and we'll just go to the next guy.
Wait. So you're just going to perpetually remove leaders that are handpicked by
If we have to,
Maduro?
yeah.
Wait, then handpicked
That's
by
what we've
Delcy
done
Rodriguez.
That's what we've done for centuries.
This is the
in
most
Latin America.
ineffective, least American first policy ever.
We've done it since the Mexican-American War.
Let me just say,
Anything for Chevron.
Donald Trump in
The Mexican-American War existed before Chevron existed.
under the Trump administration back in 2019, they did a war games.
All right, finish your sentence.
They did a war game
there you
simulation of what
Red hat bad.
would happen if we removed Maduro. It said within 1 to 2 months, there are 3 scenarios. Either it devolves into a civil war that cuts us off from oil, either warring militias begin to coup whoever is in charge, Delcy Rodriguez, and the third one was like even worse. So all of this, that's why they didn't do it. All of the scenarios in this war games showed that removing Maduro long-term doesn't help. So you just made the argument that we could be perpetually...
So why do we do it?
No, you just made the argument that we could be perpetually removing leaders for the next few years while they draw out the negotiations, which is the United States being in a war with Venezuela. That's not what we want to do.
Okay, Adam, I want to hear what you
Not if they're on our side, stupid.
Oh, yeah, all right, we got to go. Let's go, yeah.
Hi, my name's Lauren. So name twins.
Woo!
I actually have a comment for you. First off, totally respect you for coming up here and debating.
Name twins.
But I just think that Lauren, I think if you use a little less ad hominem attacks and going after people's character, we'll all take you a lot more seriously. Most of the comments you said have been reflecting on our like appearances or like our stereotypes, and I think we'll all listen to you a lot more if you
like a woman.
Back off on that and start using more facts.
Okay, so thank you, Lauren. What I will say is like I don't get to. Everyone feels
you're a dumb bitch and you're fucking ugly, so I don't need to listen to you.
Very entitled to kindness, but in the same breath, they're talking about killing mothers 4 times in the face, and we're like, woo! And then you're like, hey,
you're
Lauren.
talking about killing babies at record numbers, all right? You can play at this game, bitch. That's why you were invited to have a discussion.
Be a little nicer. So it goes both
I'm not
ways.
saying be nicer. I'm saying use facts instead of attacks on character because you should be able to defend your point with facts and not with going after how they look.
And I have, but I haven't gotten to be able to.
No, you haven't actually.
To be fair, it's a combative environment, and when people are booing you, sometimes it's easy to get defensive when you're on stage.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's a good
absolutely.
example. Since we're having a nice little therapy session,
saying.
like
Yeah.
when we were
Oh yeah, and she was like, "Oh my god, the fucking the middle bench here." She's like, "Did I fucking get in?" A fetus isn't a baby. Okay, what is a fetus? Let's play this game. I'll play. What is a fetus? You're holding up the show, pal. Didn't think so. Actually, you know what? You know what? Since you got your face out there, I'll drop this for you. Come on up. Come on up and argue that a fetus isn't a baby. I'm 36. How? What is a fetus then? There's the link. Come on up. You won't.
On stage.
Yeah, but
I know,
here's a good
absolutely.
example. Since we're having a nice little therapy session,
saying.
like
Yeah.
when we were arguing about abortion, you didn't really focus so much on the policy or the fact itself. You were trying to impugn the motives and psychoanalyze.
Well, he's gonna come up and talk to us because he's got balls.
The people who say openly that, like myself, that we just don't want babies to be killed.
Okay, but the topic
Which I think
was
is unfair.
wanting to control women's bodies, and what did we get to? Wanting to control women's bodies.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you need to demonstrate that that's a bad thing. You need to demonstrate that wanting to control people from killing other people is a bad thing. It's not, is it? We have laws to control people. Oh, what a fucking loser. Oh my God. I gave you the opportunity. I gave you the attention. I gave you the link. And yet, you can sit behind your phone. I'm so fucking cool. Oh my God. Oh, he's gonna read this. Jesus Christ. Can you be more pathetic?
There's also a fundamental misunderstanding of abortion, and it's very difficult to have a debate with around facts when people are not connected to reality, which objectively, the definition of abortion, which the room tended to just not agree with, which science is one of those things you either understand, you can't not believe in it, you just either, it's like 2 plus 2, 4.
You make a you make a great point,
Okay,
Laura.
you guys-
You either understand it or you don't. That's true.
Okay.
Her ad homs. I was like, what? Yeah, her ad homs do say more about her than they do about other people. Yeah, the Verdes, they're pretty fucking gay. I think this was I think what happened here is, well, why didn't you say 37? Because you're stupid. So life doesn't begin until your birthday this year. Oh God, I'm Zombie Slayer. Oh shit. Oh badass. Or rather, thought bubble. I'm such a badass. He's definitely going to respond to this one. If I ever become this fucking pathetic, please end me. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going. How many people are watching you? We got almost 30 people here. What are you talking about? You see this little, oh, where we are? You see this little thing? Those are all people. You're just on the loser stream. This is just extra so that you pad my channel. I don't actually care about you. I just do it there so that I get extra engagement on my channel. You are a pawn. That is all you are. You do not exist to me. I gave you the opportunity to come up, but you're a little bitch. Okay. If you want to pretend that there's not more than 3 people there, go ahead. Whatever you got to tell yourself, pal. Whatever you got to tell yourself. Even right now on the vertical stream, there's 11 people there. What are you talking about? This dumbass can't count. This dumbass can't count. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fine. You want to play games? We can play games. So we got... On the one stream where you currently are, the vertical stream, that is 11 people alone. So you lie. You lie. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go enjoy yourself somewhere. What kind of humiliation kink is this? Why do people do this? Oh, Daddy, talk shit to me, please. What? What are you doing?
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, I actually
And you're
have a
dying
question.
alone. Goodbye.
I actually have a question. I have a question for Lauren on the abortion topic, actually.
Perfect.
My first question leading into this is, do you believe that Black Lives Matter?
Yes.
Okay, great. Second to that is, abortion has killed nearly half the population of Black people. If not for abortion, there would be almost double the amount of Black people that there are today. Are you glad that those women were not encouraged to control their bodies and give birth to their children? Do you think that those
Yes, I'm glad, says the Lauren chick, that all those Black babies aren't around.
Bring it back to facts because you guys love facts.
That's a fact.
Fetuses are not people. Fetuses are not people.
So the fetus is the black.
All right. I thought we were playing games. You didn't want to play games. You thought you were cool before. Oh, you got 11 viewers, bro. Let's see what you got going on over here. 1 subscriber. 1 subscriber. He's got 1 subscriber talking shit about numbers. Bro, I've got 11 times the amount of people right now. And it's actually 20, so you don't know how to count because we're on Twitch and Rumble as well. I've got 20 times as many people right now that you do who have ever even heard of you. Even Box has 100 subs. Oh my God. It's always the fucking losers. Notice how I never check first. That's his mommy. And he's going to stop now. Yeah, right? He's going to stop now because he's fucking embarrassed. But like, and you know what? I'm in a mood. Let's see your most recent video. Oh, we're a streamer. Okay. Ooh, 4 hours. No views. But all right, this was only 3 years ago. Let's check his older video. Resurgence. Hour and a half. Only 1 year ago. No views. I think. Not even a. Oh man. I think this counts as a projection. Oh man. That would have been a good question. All right, let's run this back.
Encourage you. I have a question for Lauren on the abortion topic, actually.
Perfect.
My first question leading into this is, do you believe that black...
Sure, that's why you stream for 4 hours out of the day. Okay. Hey, does anybody who doesn't care about people stream yourself doing things? So why do you do it then? Zombie, why do you post if you don't care? See, the thing is, I remember what it's like to have less than 100 subs. I remember what it's actually like sitting here and talking to nobody. You're very familiar with that because that's what you've been doing for years. But some of us go through that and learn things and then actually bring value. And then people subscribe. And sometimes they even give me money. You don't have to. Nobody's watching them. It's okay. Nobody's watching them.
Black Lives Matter?
Yes.
Okay, great. Second to that is abortion has killed nearly half the population of Black people. If not for abortion, there would be almost double the amount of Black people that there are today. Are you glad that those women were not encouraged to control their bodies and give birth to their children?
Do you think that those lives bring it back to facts because you guys love facts?
That's a fact.
Fetuses are
You don't, but we do.
not people. Fetuses are not people.
So the fetus is the...
I have no value. No, when will I have value? Please, value me. Oh, you did. Thank you. Shout out to Warehouse Junkie. Yet another donation because you all fucking love me so goddamn much. Or maybe I just spent a lot of time and energy. No, he's on the vertical. Maybe I just was in your shoes where it was frustrating because I was putting out content that I thought was so cool and nobody gave a flying fuck. But instead of bitching at other people who were doing better than me, I got better. And now you have been watching me for at least an hour. Yikes. And Box with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. So very, very much out sponsoring himself and feeding the overlord. Thank you. So very, very much remember, guys, if you got a membership, you got to make sure you join that Discord pinned to the top of the chat. If you are on the vertical stream, I will drop the link. It is absolutely free to join. However, if you are a member of the channel, yeah, that's fucking pathetic, dude. I've never spent 20 minutes watching somebody I don't like. It is absolutely free to join the Discord. I just dropped the link for you guys. Come on through. But if you got gifted one of these memberships, you have an entire month to hang out in the after party every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. After the stream, we head over there. We don't have to worry about any YouTube censors, and you are not stuck behind your keyboard like Zumbi wants to. You actually can be on screen with me and everybody else. Whether you want to come up or not, that is totally fine. We're just hanging out, but be part of the conversation. Shout out again to our sponsor, Box. Thank you very, very much, sir.
They're not people.
So the fetuses, the black fetuses that were removed from their mother's wombs would have, had they been born, grown up to be black children, black adults, and they would have almost nearly double the population that they have today. That is half of the black population that has been wiped out because these women were encouraged to kill
That's
their
just a fact,
fetuses.
Lauren. That's
Okay,
a fact.
Yep. They got to fix that echo issue, but spot on. I mean, that's facts. That's facts.
Michael's
What-
like,
what's
maybe
your
I am
name? What is your
pro-abortion.
name?
Fuck.
What is
Molly.
your name? Molly?
Nice to meet you. Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet
Okay, we do that. We enjoy how much we don't like. That's like watching a good bad movie. You're not watching any Hassan Orbiters, are you? No, you're watching Hassan. So you go, I am enjoying how bad this is. If Zumbi was smart, he could have said that's what he was doing, but he's stupid and a loser, so he didn't do that. I fucking love more Pegasus. I very much enjoy watching all the lefties, fall all over themselves. But that is value and entertainment. He's claiming that I have no value, yet I can take 20 minutes of his time. Time is money, baby. Time is money. He just gave me free time because. And hey, we made good content, so appreciate you, Zumbi.
Okay, so
Michael's
what
like,
was
maybe
your
I am
name? What is your
pro-abortion.
name?
Fuck.
What is
Molly.
your name? Molly?
Nice to meet you. Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet you too. So
You're right. I apologize. It's Jank's nephew, Slayer of Kaya. Did you guys see he did it again? It was this month. He did it again. He will never learn. He will never, ever learn.
babies are not the same as fetus.
No,
Sorry.
but she's saying, even to grant your premise, let's say that fetus isn't really a baby. What she's saying is, if the abortions did not take place, left unimpeded, those fetuses, or whatever you want to call them, would have become fully grown black people, and the black population of the U.S. would be double.
Why are we talking about the black population when we're talking about control of women's bodies? If black women want to have the baby, they can have the baby.
We don't only talk about what you want to talk about, Lauren.
I think that what we'd say is we'd prioritize the autonomy of these women to make their own decision over them being forced to have a baby.
And where does this data
who
point
may
come
grow
from,
up in
Molly?
suboptimal
She's even
environments.
She's even interrupting him. She's got nothing. She's got nothing. Homeboy's trying to come in and help her out. Interrupted him too.
Their own decision over them being forced to have a baby.
And where does this data point come from, Molly?
Or be, I mean, if these people got abortions, it's probably because they couldn't support a baby coming into the world. You guys always
Or
talk
they
about.
didn't want to.
Well, you guys always talk about single parent households, and you guys talk about these. If a baby is going to be born to a mother whose father left, and he decides to abort, or she decides to abort it, I think that she's making a decision to prioritize herself over a baby that we born to a shitty situation. That's the environment. That's the argument that we make.
Do you think that a baby who has been born to a single mother should be open to a post-birth abortion? In other words,
are we chilling, right? I'm about to open another drink.
Of course,
he's going to grow up in a bad environment, all these problems that you're ascribing to these young black women, and we all know that, but he's been born, but he's going to have a really tough life, you think. Wouldn't it be better for that child to be killed?
No, of course not. No,
Then why would it be better for
Nobody
the baby
said-
5 minutes earlier in the womb to
wants
be
a
killed?
post-life abortion. That's a murder.
What?
When a person is born, yes. That's
Uh-huh.
murder. That's how.
So what is the difference between that passageway, if you will? What is that? What is that difference?
Side, you guys, come on.
I guess the point that Adam's making is interesting to me because it's kind of like the Freakonomics argument. You know, like they said crime rates went down because abortion rates went up, which is a pretty ghoulish argument, if it is even true. But I guess my point, if the premise of your argument is that a kid growing up in tough circumstances justifies just killing that kid in the
I'm
first
not
place.
saying I justify that. I said the bodily autonomy of women. That's probably the argument that we make. That
Plus, the
women.
Come on, brother. You and I do not need extensions, all right? If we look like that, then maybe we would. But we are some sexy, long-haired gentlemen.
Autonomy of women.
No, mainly the bodily autonomy of women to make the decision for their own situation.
So
is what
it's
I'm
really
saying.
because those are totally different. Really, I think you're saying the bodily autonomy is what it's all about, but also they grow up in bad situations. But if we only isolate the latter one, you would throw that
I'm
argument
saying
out.
the argument that she's trying to make basically is that women are prioritizing bodily autonomy over some nebulous idea of the black population growing. I think
they're prioritizing it over their own.
Which is fair, but like she was not able to say that. Why are we talking about black people?
Babies. So I think that's wrong.
Okay, then we
Well,
don't.
then,
We think
here's
that bodily
my
autonomy is
whole
good.
thing is if you don't want an abortion, don't get one.
Whatever happened to accountability?
How many people does it take to make it?
If you don't want to murder somebody, just don't murder anybody.
For a long-term.
How have you not? How I don't understand. I don't understand how you can this is as baffling. It's as baffling that she has not heard pushback on these ideas. It is as baffling that Behave has never heard of the Brady Bunch. What do you mean? What do you mean? You have to actively go through life and avoid what we're talking about. How has nobody ever been like, wait, that's not logical?
Consequences to choosing to control your own body. What?
Whatever happened to accountability?
How many people does it take to make
there
a
are
baby?
long-term consequences to choosing to control your own body, whatever it is you're saying. There are long-term consequences, and half of the black population not being here today is a consequence of all of those women choosing for themselves not to give birth to their babies. There is a consequence to that. It's not just like
yes.
So what's the fixation with black women's abortions?
Because it's proven.
I'm asking Molly.
It's a statistic.
So Molly, why do you care about why did you come up here and
you need to stop talking so that the question you asked can be answered.
Choose to talk about black women's abortions? Why?
Because it'll tug on
I'm
your
asking
liberal
Molly, not
heartstrings.
Michael.
That's why.
Molly.
Yes.
I'm asking Molly. Molly, why
because
did
it
you
is a statistical example of a
I know it's a statistical example, but why?
May I finish what I'm saying? It is a statistical example of the long-term effects of abortion.
Why did you choose that out of all the statistics you could have
Because you don't
chosen?
want to
Because it demonstrates the point very clearly, and you know that, or maybe she doesn't. She is pretty stupid, but it demonstrates the point very clearly, which is why either you're pivoting or you're just too stupid to understand the connection.
Venezuela and the current topic. The left, one of their pinnacle fights over the last 10 years has been Black Lives Matter. And I'm standing up as a pro-life conservative saying Black lives do matter.
Okay, so Black Lives Matter. So Black women who are alive and here and functioning on this earth, you don't believe that they have the right to choose whether having.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that is Behave, though. I thought. I don't know.
A baby is the right to.
That's not the question.
Okay, let's talk about. That is the question. That is literally exactly the
they
question.
do.
So
they
my
have
question for
made
you,
that
Molly.
choice, and half of their population is not here.
I can't hear Molly because everyone's hooting and hollering.
What was your question?
Whatever you just said, I couldn't hear that. Can you say it again?
So everybody else is talking.
I have a question about the current
I'm
topic.
talking to Molly.
I don't know what you asked and what I
So
answered.
why, like again, succinctly explain to me why you chose Black Lives Matter and forcing Black women to give birth is your platform of choice tonight. Why?
It's not. There's no one's forcing. We are encouraging and showing.
Okay, encouraging
the
is a different
reality
thing.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Of, that a
forcing.
fetus is a baby and that every life deserves to have a chance to live. No one's forcing, holding the woman down. We are encouraging and hoping that they will give their babies the right to life and the opportunity to live a life.
Okay.
And if they're born into shitty circumstances, maybe they'll turn it around and become an incredible leader.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Molly, we agree.
What is this? What is this? What is this? That is not how heads are shaped. And then what is this little something? You know what? You know what? That's as far as, yeah. Glue and Colby said, no one said Black Lives Matter. It's about Planned Parenthood being a eugenics program to suppress black population. No, that's how the question, that's how she started. She started, do you care or do you support Black Lives Matter? Do you think Black Lives Matter, whatever it was? And she said yes. So based on that premise, then you should care that half of them did not become. From the second angle, against, evidence against a full wig is stronger. Key observations: hairline at the temple looks irregular and soft, not sharply defined or lace-like. I feel like you don't know, ChatGPT, how good these fucking, no visible. You know what? Nah, I gotta say it. These wigs are these days. There is no way you are equipped to answer this. I shouldn't have even asked. Sometimes you gotta give a little lip. So that tells you. See? Yeah. All right. You don't know jack shit. Fuck off. That is a fucking wig. That is a fucking wig. It certainly isn't human.
And a couple things. We agree that, like, hope, sure, you can hope one thing, I can hope one thing, Gregory can hope one thing, but
What about wig? What about wig?
Gregory can hope one thing. Give it up for Gregory.
I'm gonna say probably not on that one, but hey, you never know.
But there's a difference between hope and forcing. And I
No
believe
one's
in the
forcing.
autonomy of women. Well, that's the thing.
I
Well,
would
that's
force.
the question is
I would
like
force.
when it
The
comes to
only
abortion.
thing we agree on is that
Bro, there's no way. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, that's the thing.
I
Well,
would
that's
force.
the question.
No
like,
way.
when it
the
comes to
only
abortion-
thing we agree on is that hope is not a
Hair doesn't grow out here like that. It's this little nubbin. This little nubbin. That hair doesn't do that. That's tucking something in. That's wild.
strategy.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a bar fight.
Theological
we're not
virtue, though.
asking-
All right, hold on. We got to move on. Let's get to the next
Venezuela
question.
question.
Okay, bringing it back to the current topic, I would like y'all to answer or explain, define what about international law is legitimate or has any sort of grounding or force.
Nerfing.
Because based on U.S. law, every action taken in Venezuela was completely
Look, this is at different sizes. This is a wig.
legitimate,
1,000%
but based on, all of the complaints about it are violations of international law. So please explain that.
That wasn't my complaint about it. I didn't bring in a legal argument or an international law argument. I think there's a decent argument that Trump made legal strikes. Now, the distinction I'd make, Obama did a lot of strikes under the authorized use of military force in a post 9/11 era. Trump, when you're striking a country, should probably go through Congress before doing an act of war. But I'm not going to say it's illegal or it's going to be upheld as illegal. The reason I
Kibario said, of course, these people don't actually care about black lives or they'd address the major issues we have. No, it's not the police. BLM is a trash organization. Bingo. Yup. Welcome.
go through Congress before doing an act of war, but I'm not going to say it's illegal or it's going to be upheld as illegal. The reason I say that every president should have to go through Congress, not only Trump, but Obama and Biden before doing this, is because we don't want presidents as Americans to be able to unilaterally strike or do acts of war. Like, for example, Trump is talking a lot about Greenland lately. Would you be okay if Trump authorized a strike on Greenland?
I will become the most.
No, but we wouldn't need to.
Most Dick Cheney neocon. I want F-35s flying over Nuke, baby. I want to greet them. I want them to greet us as liberators from their Danish overlords.
You realize? Wait.
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, you guys have no moral foundation. You guys voted for somebody.
Projection. My morals are whatever helps me win this debate.
Okay, you guys have no moral foundation. You guys voted for somebody.
Adam's being mean too. Adam's being mean too.
Hold up. No. This is so true. Donald Trump said over and over, no new wars, no new wars. And you guys just cheered for somebody who wants F-35s to fly over a
No,
NATO.
I mean, look, I'm exaggerating a
NATO
little.
ally.
It's a joke.
Listen, no. Donald Trump has not ruled out military force against a NATO ally. Now, I want to talk a little bit about like international law and why it's important just for 1 second. In a post-World War II era, after the bloodiest conflict in human history, all the world leaders came together and said, we have to make sure the world doesn't devolve into chaos again. So they created NATO, which says that you can't just invade countries for no reason. I'm not wrong. But to continue,
Yeah.
good one, you guys.
Well, no,
good
it
one.
wasn't all the world leaders, right? There was half the world was aligned with NATO, half with the Warsaw
That's
Pact.
a great point. So developed countries decided to join NATO, then they got to enjoy.
No, the Soviet Union was a developed country.
Okay, the countries that joined NATO got to enjoy decades and decades of not only economic growth, but more technology, more medicine. The countries that haven't joined NATO are honestly like third world shitholes at this moment. So NATO exists to keep us safe, to make sure that we have a world order that is in focus, and the United States benefits from that world order. So I just don't like Donald Trump trying to step all over NATO, trying to threaten our NATO ally of Greenland. You realize we have U.S. troops on the ground in Greenland, not to invade them, but because they're a fucking ally. We could call them up and just say, hey, can we put more troops on the ground?
Is Greenland an independent?
I'm all about it.
Is there a fucking ally? We could call them up and just say, hey, can we put more troops on the ground?
Is Greenland an independent nation?
Greenland is not independent, no.
Oh, you're right. So
we can
we're talking
call
about
it-
Denmark.
Okay, we have troops in Greenland.
Yeah.
So we can call up Denmark and literally just say, can we increase troops to Greenland? Or I'm sure we can communicate with
Why
Greenland directly.
does Denmark have Greenland?
Because
Isn't that
they bought
weird?
it.
We're closer to Greenland than Denmark is.
That's not how property or international law works.
Isn't that well? You mentioned the international.
I mean, it could. It could. What are the international rules then, sir?
International law is very interesting here because you mentioned NATO, and it's very telling that you misspoke and you said that the whole world was united by NATO. No, that was a product of the Cold War, where half the world was divided into NATO and the other half was in the Warsaw Pact. And so, when the Cold War ended, now 35 years ago, the role of NATO.
I'm positive that he would have been angry. Positive. I'm actually going to do. I'm going to search. I'm going to search. So let's see. What is his name again? Mockler. All right, let's see. Let's actually
dramatically
see.
changed, and the role of the United States as the sole global hegemon changed. And so there is such a thing as international law. I'm not one of these people who says international law is fake. There is such a thing.
Like
It goes
Matt Walsh.
back. Yeah, I'm not Matt Walsh. I do think it's real, though the point he's making is a good one, which is that the modern instantiation of international law, like the UN and associated bodies, is ridiculous. It's liberal internationalism.
It's not ridiculous. Article 5 of NATO has prevented nuclear war from breaking
The
out.
military might of the United States has prevented nuclear
No,
war from
come
breaking
on.
out. That's what it is.
Well,
And that's all NATO is
well,
doing.
Wait, no. Wait.
Hey,
You guys clap for everything. You're making my points.
One more question.
You're making my point.
So I searched on X and I didn't get anything. So then I just put his name into Google and shithole country said based on provided search results, there's no direct evidence of Adam Mockler using the phrase shithole country. Of course, we just saw that. So Google gonna Google. And so basically, Adam Mockler's a real deal. Yeah. Meaning, he's full of shit.
Hey,
You guys clap for everything. You're making my points.
One more question.
You're making my points. The military might of the United States has deterred
Box was saying 2 million. Box was saying 2 million. I'm good on that.
countries from invading our NATO allies, which would also have military troops if they got invaded. So the might of the United States as the leader of NATO has benefited
We
us.
provide their military protection. China and Russia are aggressing on Greenland. It's strategically necessary. It's been the policy of the U.S. State Department since the mid-19th century to acquire Greenland,
China and Russia,
we have to take it.
If China and Russia did anything to Greenland, under NATO, Article 5 would mean that we retaliate. Like Russia and China are not
and we're getting a
surrounding.
head start. That's what's.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. If we're just fucking giving away money, then I want some too. And that's not good for America.
Going on.
Can I add to this?
You guys have
Michael?
no moral foundation if you're okay
So,
with Green.
I appreciate.
So, guys, I guess you're not choosing the tattoo. I'm going to keep this goal. I'm going to keep this goal going. For a number of reasons. I really want you guys to be like, I think this will be fun if you guys do it. Come together and figure out which day, who's going to do what. Let's make it happen.
People who've never seen conflict really like get
embolden and really like lash out about how they know everything about world conflict
I'm
at a
not
grand
saying I know
scale.
everything. What?
And it's for a lot of people in this country. You know, we've never had conflict
Are
with
you
our
okay
shores.
with new wars being started? Because that's what he's
so
saying.
my question
Wait,
to you is,
wait, you just said you want F-35s over Greenland. Now you're saying you're not saying
There won't
that.
be a war. It won't last very long.
No moral foundation.
So I appreciate the sentiment of no new wars, but my question to you is, do you think that America will survive if we do not take a country like Venezuela with the largest oil deposits? Because, listen, hear me out. America creates light oil. We have a lot of fracking in this country. Most of our refineries and things that convert heavy oil is what we have here in America, which
Come
is
on,
on the
brother.
Gulf of America. Yeah, Gulf of America.
Land the planes. Shout out to
but
the Gulf of America.
ultimately, when you have China, Russia, everyone teaming up with Cuba, Venezuela, who are taking over Guyana for all the resources, consider the One Belt, One Road initiative that China is putting in place. They're giving a lot of money to these regimes to make them look good so they can create infrastructure so they can win the voting power. And then they're indebted forever to China. When they take over that region.
Oh, come on. I'm stuck.
The leaders of the free world that we should not intervene and take over Venezuela.
Should we intervene and take over Venezuela? No, and we haven't done that. Currently, Delcy Rodriguez is in power, so your framing is entirely
Kinda.
wrong.
I mean, we're running the show. She is sort of in power, but
We're not-
Rubio and Trump
you
are
asked
running
a fundamental question: how is America supposed to survive if we're not taking over countries like Venezuela? The same way that we both survived and.
Shout out to Les Chief over on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very good to see you, sir.
Excelled over the past 70 years. Over the past 70 years, we have seen a massive increase in quality of life, technology, medicine.
And it's awesome, right?
And it's
How
awesome.
do you
It's
keep those
awesome.
going?
It's because
Oil.
and it's because
You need oil,
It's
you need
because
heavy
global
oil.
wars haven't
China owns too much land in America.
You do
broken
not
out in
have
the
this
same way they
oil.
did before.
The luxuries of what you love here in America
wait.
no longer exist.
Are you saying that pillaging Venezuela for their oil reserves and
I'm
taking?
not saying pillaging.
Wait,
what
you
I'm-
are.
Hey, shout out to the horseradish. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. I was this close. I've still got you. I think it was not last week's. It might have been the week before. I don't know. But a bunch of the libertarian property rights debates. I wanted to get away from like the news and stuff, so we're doing this. And I think we're going to cover some of your debates. We love your platform, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to say, dear lefties, would you rather live under Russian or Chinese imperialism or American imperialism? One is better than the others. Indeed. And this is a part of, speaking of those libertarian coded debates. Part of the reason I wanted to talk about that is because I'm starting to have a better understanding of how real this is and how much of it's not just a talking point that from neocons and like that is a real aspect, and maybe it's overused by neocons and warhawks and stuff like that. But there is definitely reasons why we need to make sure that things outside of America aren't fucky. They gotta be not fucky. America good, Russia, China bad. A warehouse with the $2 said we need the Indian Jesus back as a judge for debate. Of course, a treat for the overlord. Thank you, sir. And of course, I am down to judge. I was just saying, I didn't even do that, right? I think I might be debating this week. Baiting. Got some good topics. So everybody go follow the horseradish, both here on YouTube and on Twitch. Welcome, and hope to see you guys soon. Let's dive right back in.
Okay. Are you saying that pillaging Venezuela for their oil reserves and taking?
I'm not saying pillaging.
Wait,
What
you
I'm
are.
saying
Sorry.
is-
You're saying taking it away from
No,
You're saying
I'm saying
taking it away from
taking
the
a leader in a
civilians.
regime who is working with China and our enemies out of the equation and letting them
If we
come
want
back
to
in
take China
and
out of
become
the-
an ally. We want Venezuela to be an ally so we can have access to
We
the
want them
resources.
to be an ally by taking over their country. Number two, if you're scared,
Maduro is not on our team in any way,
Delcy
shape, or form.
Rodriguez won't be either. But let me ask you: are you okay?
So-
are you?
Hey, we offer him a good deal. That might be all it takes.
Doing all right
So
now.
should we or should we not have taken Maduro as we did?
It's fine if we took Maduro. That's not even my big
Perfect.
problem.
So we're all
So then what is your fucking problem?
on the same page. It's good that the regime has changed over,
But
right?
listen, no, the regime hasn't changed over. You're just wrong. You
The
keep saying
leadership
that.
has changed over.
Okay,
Leadership has changed.
Can I ask you, if you're
give it time.
if you're so scared about Chinese aggression, would you be okay with protecting Taiwan if they were invaded by China?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
because
good.
they are the
Yes, for exactly the same reasons of everything that we're talking about.
closest democratic
Okay,
ally
if
that we
you're so
have over
scared
there.
of
in the
Russian
Pacific.
aggression, are you okay with stopping Ukraine from being invaded by sending military, not military troops, but military weapons, like we are?
So this is, I love how you bring this into the chessboard
Wait, no,
of
no, no.
world economics.
I'm asking
because you're
Wait,
you're
no.
getting into all of our allies and stuff. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about the Russia-Ukraine war, yes, we should support. What support should we do in what capacity, right? And that's where we're never all going to agree. However, one fundamental thing is America does not create enough heavy oil to maintain the lifestyle and the strength of America without this type of oil. So where do we get it?
Venezuela. Now,
Yeah.
that's the argument you're making?
And actually, to your point,
this
Adam,
is just geopolitical truth. We are running out of heavy oil in America.
and to your
Is that not already American oil?
point, Adam, I think we agree. We've reached a synthesis,
Supposed to be.
which is you say, well, the way we should do it is we should get along as we have for the past 70 years. Well, over the last 70 years, we've intervened in Latin America like 50 times. We've overthrown a lot of regimes, so we're going to keep on keeping on. It's
They
going to be
don't,
great.
it doesn't work. It doesn't
And they're
work.
creating alliances to create a socialistic party with Cuba and other enemies of America.
Bingo. Cascading effects. It's beautifully stated. Okay, we have to figure out who won that round. Was it, and you raised your
come on,
paddles,
we
was
know.
it the liberal
We
team?
know.
We got tried and true blue. Was it me? All right, there we go. It's good. All right, now I kind of saw that one coming.
there's one
Now,
more.
who won the question round?
I don't care about that.
I
think they got.
Here, I live here. Come hang out.
Rate is thick. Anyway, maybe.
We can do it.
Wow. All right, let's go.
Liberals
baby.
are normal people, bro. I mean, we're just normal.
Are they though? Are they though?
No, some of the like a very few numbers sometimes.
Okay,
are.
but you can also point to Republicans who f***ing raided the Capitol. I mean, people are always going to be crazy. in
yeah,
both
those
parties.
guys they're going to come shooting with us too.
You wanna know-
Okay, now we turn to the VIP table.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Did we solve all of the world's problems or not? Is there one more topic we have to get to hash out?
Oh shit! I forgot, guys. I forgot about the poll. How the fuck are we stuck? I mean, there's 14 votes. I don't think we're gonna get any more. Are you surprised? I don't even remember what it said. Are you surprised that Renee Good didn't kill the officer that shot her? 50-50 down the middle. Very, very interesting. And they can't stop me. They trying. Veterans against ICE and Trump. Fair enough. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Very interesting. I was about to put up another poll, and I forgot that one was there. Let me back.
We
crazy.
Yeah, sometimes
Okay,
are.
but you can also point to Republicans who f***ing raided the Capitol. I mean, people are always going to be crazy. in
Yeah,
both
those
parties.
guys they're going to come shooting with us too.
You wanna know-
Okay, now we
forgot
turn
what-
to the VIP table.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Did we solve all of the world's problems or not? Is there one more topic we have to get to hash out?
Oh man, I don't know.
Ask us anything.
You don't think we solved them?
I don't think you solved them, but I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know the topic.
You don't have enough, is there any suggestion?
Gregory, let's go.
I say we take on the transgender with the Supreme Court cases that they're
Let's
hearing
go.
today. We take on that transgender issue just a little bit further.
Okay, so the Supreme Court just heard oral arguments in two cases. The libs won't let this issue die, which is great for Republicans. Because if we were going to get blown out in the midterms, this is like our absolute best hope of turning it around. And basically, the libs are arguing that states cannot pass laws banning boys who identify as girls from girls' sports. And the court heard it, and Ketanji Jackson spoke something vaguely resembling English, and Clarence Thomas smacked them down, and the ACLU fumbled. So is there any particular angle with that?
Let's talk about our fifth place superstar, Riley Gaines.
Let's talk about trans women. I think is that
you want
how
to talk
that
about
goes?
trans women? Did you have anything to add
trans
to that?
women and women's sports?
Okay, cool. I
ahead.
love talking about women's
So
sports.
Adam, is it right, Adam?
Yeah. what's up?
Since you're effectively Bill Clinton,
I don't know what you mean. by
He's
that.
kind of like
what I mean by that is like you're the only moderate Democrat left.
There's a lot of moderates out there.
How old are you?
23.
Oh shit. Okay.
No, you're good. What's up?
Jesus.
Do you think men can become women?
Can men become women?
Yeah.
You can change genders from male. Yeah. But there's a difference between. Do you think there's a difference between sex and gender?
Do I think there's a difference between
Yeah.
sex and gender?
Yeah.
Well, yes, but not a meaningful one.
Yeah, I think that they're two different terms.
So when you go up to someone in a grocery store and you're walking up to them, do you think scientifically they're different?
Well, gender is a sociological term.
Yeah, based on like physical appearances, like hair length or other things like that. And then sex is based on, it's not a joke. Sex is based.
Hey, hit them up, bro. Hit them up. They're always looking for moderates. It's easy. It's easy to find these crazed, progressive leftist lunatics. But they need more of you, bro.
Based on your genitals, right?
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question? If
Yeah,
you're
yes, please.
Not solely, but yes.
Please do.
No, genuinely.
No, for real. I'm not joking with you.
Okay, so if you're walking up to somebody in a grocery store,
Yeah.
and say it's a worker, and you can only see them from behind, and
Yeah.
all you see is somebody with long, luscious hair.
Yeah.
You
Is
see
it
somebody-
Gorlock,
you
the
see-
devourer?
No.
You look at the hips. You look at the shoulders. You look at the hips. If it goes like that, it's a man. If it goes like that, it's a female.
Say you're walking up to somebody in a grocery store, and you can only see them from behind, and you say they have long, luscious hair.
Yeah.
They have jewelry around their wrist.
Are they thick?
Do you go based on a vague assessment of social characteristics, or do you check
Yes, just like humanity has done for all of humanity.
their genitals before you check to see if they're male or female?
Before I got sober or after?
No, but you said genuine.
Hey, that's got to get a dilly. Come on. Are we partying? That's a good one.
Before I got sober or after?
No, but you said genuinely. Which one?
I would assume that they were a man or a woman.
Well, based on their...
Oh, they had, with those characteristics?
I'm saying, is it based on their genitals, or do you base it on their broad characteristics out in public?
Broad characteristics.
So when somebody out in public has long hair or jewelry from behind...
But you can already see where he's going. Just because I determined that the person with long hair and small shoulders and wide hips is a female doesn't necessarily mean that they identify as anything. So you're trying to act like, well, but you don't actually know. But guess what? I do know.
In 2026, that could be a male or a female.
Totally.
Yeah, so absolutely. So the difference between sex and gender, as we laid out, is that
No,
sex...
hold on. Say that again. I'm sorry.
I'm saying that when you're walking up to someone in a grocery store and they have long hair
that.
and they have a bracelet or whatever, jewelry,
yeah.
they could be a man or a woman.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Stop there.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Stop there.
Okay, I have a
Stop
question
there.
for
That's all you
Gregory.
need to
I have a
say.
question for Gregory.
No, wait, hold up. I'm making my point.
Okay, keep going.
Hey, bro's cooking.
Point that I'm making here is, and I don't know if you're too smart, too dumb to realize it. I don't know. The point that I'm trying to make here...
Maybe.
He's running circles around you, bro. Projection. I don't know if you're too dumb to understand that we're all fucking laughing at you. But hey.
Here is, and I don't know if you're too smart, too dumb to realize it. I don't know. The point
He
that
said too smart. What a fucking loser.
I'm trying to make here.
Maybe.
Yeah, so when you walk up to someone in a grocery store and you don't know what they are, it's because you go based on social characteristics.
Yeah.
That is gender. Gender is defined as social characteristics. Sex are your genitals. So can somebody be transgender? Can somebody who has long hair and is a male then transition to look like a female?
Yes, you can put on a dress. Men can put on dresses and grow their hair out. Next question?
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
but come on, listen.
Oh, yes.
No,
yes,
no,
thank
no,
you.
no, no,
you
listen.
said yes.
No, I don't grant that.
Wait, so which part do you not grant?
Wait,
They
hold
can
on a
make it
minute,
pretend.
dude.
Yeah,
Hold
they
on
can
a minute.
pretend.
Hold on a minute. I do not grant your premise.
Which premise? Well, you granted all of my premises and now you have a
No,
problem?
no.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because right there, you're conflating
What?
gender expression with sex, and you're
No,
you're
I'm not.
Hold on.
Explain the difference.
Right, exactly. Go on, tech. You don't know right in that instance. What they leave out is that you will eventually, though, sooner or later, you turn around. She turns around, and in such a small minority of cases, especially outside the LGBT, non-binary, queer, whatever community, you can tell. You can tell. Put one in the chat if you remember Miss Pat. Shout out to Miss Pat. I don't even care. I don't even care if we're going to get a copyright claim at this point. We need to see a little bit of Miss Pat. Give me a short little clip. Oh, no. Not Miss Pat. Who is it? Who am I thinking of? Or is it just Pat? Because Miss Pat is the Rogan guest. Fuck. Okay, yeah. There was a movie? Jesus fucking
Whoever had
Christ.
stolen my diary had left few clues behind, and I was soon on the trail, sniffing out leads. Hey, dudes, any of you guys stealing?
But it's so much that they made not only just an SNL skit, but a whole movie.
Sniffing out leads. Hey, dudes, any of you guys steal anything lately?
What are you talking about?
Like my laptop diary? It's been stolen and I want it back.
What the hell are you anyway?
Oh, I know what you're thinking. Am I a Crip or am I a Blood?
No. What we want to know is, are you a brother or a sister?
Well, I'm an only child.
It's a word for what you are.
Charismatic?
Spike. What is the word?
Oh my God.
Androgynous.
Oh, that's right. Androgynous.
No, they just call it queer or non-binary or mentally ill.
That's what everyone says about me. Good old androgynous Pat. Pat's always cheerful and androgynous with every...
You're being introduced to this right now?
Buddy.
So what the hell are you? A man or a woman?
All right, we'll take our luck there. They're still probably gonna fucking claim that, but it was so obvious that men are men and women are women, that there could be a nonpartisan. Don't think that was some like, oh, right winger shit. No, that was just a thing. Yeah, that was 80s. I think it was later than that. I think it was in the 90s. Either way, not that long ago, people understood that the normal way is you go this way or you go that way. We understood transvestites. We understood drag queens. We understood femboys. We understood gays, the flamboyant. None of that needs to come down to where it's led in chopping off children's body parts. None of it. Mike said, and are you all even accounting for the third gender, intersex people? It's true, even though they're very few. No, that's not how that works. So gender is bimodal. Let's get a bimodal distribution. Give me a thing. Open image in a new tab. So what we have here is the gender binary. Really? God damn. I thought it was later than that. Anyway, so what we have here, Mike, is the gender binary. There are 2 points here. While there is a spectrum, the people that fall in the middle are not a third category. They are just a mix of category 1 and category 2. So if you are here, you are a female. If you are here, you are a female. Now, we can take this little box and say, okay, that is an exception. That is not a third gender. I'm going to hope that you are being sarcastic, but in case you weren't, that's not how that works. Like
what
gender expression with sex, and you're
I'm not.
Hold on.
Explain the difference.
You're
What's the difference?
You're decoupling gender expression from sex.
No, they're
and then going, they can change, bro.
You're making
they're different. Gender and sex are different things, but they are not. It's not such that you can have. I wish I had a better example for this. I can't think of an analogy off the top of my head, but there was a connection between gender and sex, and then they just decided, nah, not anymore.
My point, 99% of the time, sex and gender overlaps, but in this 0.5% exception, people can transition, like you admitted.
Yeah, but
okay, wait, so where's my fundamental axiom wrong? Which axiom do I have wrong? You said that you reject
that you can decouple. You can completely decouple sex from gender. They are different things, but they are too closely related to be in conflict.
my framing.
Again, you're
How so?
you're decoupling.
How so?
by saying
Because you're
because
saying that a
you're
guy
not even representing. Again, you're Bill Clinton. You're not representing your own side's
Okay,
argument.
Okay, I'll represent the side.
Let this bitch go.
Firmware's not updated.
Women talking about women's sports. Women talking
This
about
guy's
women's sports.
shaking over there.
I
He's
want to
shaking
ask
in the
Gregory
VIP
a
section.
question.
No,
because I'm dying to hear
hold
Gregory.
on. Let me finish
I want to
this
hear about.
topic. Hold on, Lauren. Let's just finish this topic.
Oh my
The
God.
point where I think you're diverging is you're saying, and therefore this person can transition to have a transgender.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think somebody who has male characteristics can change themselves in such a way where they appear to be female when you walk up to them in a grocery store?
What do you mean? You mean?
I mean like
accidental
long
properties.
hair. I mean,
Define appear female. Female is, again, a binary. You either are female or you're not female. How do you appear female? Unless you're just talking about women.
in jewelry. I mean,
Superficial
the way that
or sexual. Down
I mean, either way, it can be like tits.
Matt
It can
Gaetz.
be
Think
anything.
about Matt Gaetz.
I can't figure out which part you're asking about. Are you saying someone who, by all biological signs, is a man but wears a dress, or like, what do you mean by the characteristics?
I mean,
both
somebody,
of those are characteristics.
Yeah, somebody who has a penis, but they have pants on, obviously, so you can't tell.
Yeah.
But then they're wearing jewelry. They have long hair. I mean, here's the thing.
Well, I'm gonna do some assuming for you.
Dude, I
Yeah,
wish
and, like,
trannies tried that hard.
And so
you can usually tell.
Like, they're not even good at it.
You get what I'm saying?
You're
We're
making,
gonna have this conversation about
and
penises over there.
I think you're making a great point, Adam, which is, and you're granting it with, which is, yes, there is a distinction between sex and gender.
Of course.
Did I catch that? Is that what we're doing here?
Sex it pertains to human nature,
Biological
and it's
characteristics.
expressed biologically primarily.
Mm-hmm.
And gender expression is this social performance in some ways.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the problem is you're making an undue leap, which is you're saying therefore one can transition from one to the other. Just because these things are distinct does not therefore imply that they should be in conflict with one another. So the pro-transgender side says, well, you can have gullions.
No.
Hold on, you can have gullions and you can dress like a woman, and therefore you're really a woman and entitled.
What the fuck did he just say? What the fuck did he just say?
With one another. So the pro-transgender side says, well, you can have, gullions. Hold on. You can have gullions.
Gullions? What the fuck is that?
And you can dress like a woman, and therefore you're really a woman and entitled to all the rights of women. But I guess I would say the opposite. If you're a man who wants to put on a dress, you shouldn't. You should bring your gender expression into line with your biology, and you should act like a man if you're a man. You have an obligation to do that.
I think that 90.
I literally thought it was tits, but because of but okay, cool.
9% of people's gender aligns with their sex. I guess the question is, if we just refer
It's true. It's 1%.
if we just refer
Less
to
than
women
1%.
as trans women, would you guys be happier? Is that literally
What was the question?
It's true. It's 1%.
if we just refer
Less
to
than
women
1%.
as trans women, would you guys be happier? Is that
Why would that make us happier? I know a lot of women who'd be like, oh, I do not call me a trans woman. Go up to any woman anywhere and be like, you're such a beautiful trans woman. See how that works out for you. Come on, bro.
if we just refer
It's true. It's 1%.
if we just refer
Less
to
than
women
1%.
as trans women, would you guys
I hope Michael's like, okay, well, what's her name? Lauren? Lauren, are you a trans woman?
be happier? Is that literally the
No,
main...
I want them to act like who they really are.
Wait, so do you think gender dysphoria is
That was such a perfect opportunity. You're like, oh, I don't know. Let's try it out. Lauren, you're a trans woman, right? And she'd be like, oh my God, how dare you? I'm either going to assume it's a woman or a very gay man. Transgender doesn't even come into my mind until they turn around. But assumptions don't equal reality. Sometimes they do, though, right?
real according to the DSM-5?
I think people get confused, but we should treat it.
Oh, the DSM-5. I ended up emailing the wrong person, but I just looked up a number of practicing psychologists who are maybe a little bit more disillusioned with the field of psychology. A lot of times we talk about psychology on here. It's like, oh, psychology is fucking gay. They're doing this shit and that. And that. And I agree. But that doesn't mean that the entirety of psychology is bullshit. So I wanted to get someone on here who is right, exactly. But that's not really the take. That shouldn't be the takeaway. Like, they fucked with the DSM. This is like when they fucking added conversate to the dictionary. We don't then say fuck the dictionary. We say no, conversate is not a word. And they're doing the same thing with the DSM. And so I wanted to bring on someone who's way more experienced than I am to be like, okay, yeah, no, clearly this, and this is bullshit. But when it has to do with this type of stuff, Psychology is science. There's stuff in there. There's stuff in there that is worth not throwing away. But there's too much that is.
Rather
do you
than
think gender
affirm a
dysphoria
delusion.
is a real
I want to go back to
No, I'm
DSM-4,
gonna take this
bro.
over. I want to get from
I want to go back to
That's what I learned. I learned on the DSM-4 TR.
Wasn't this
You
DSM-4,
like
not
DSM-3
No,
before
no,
it was
I'm
cool,
Was
trad.
this
man.
a conversation
I'm
about
DSM
women's
trad.
sports and girls t-ball? Because that's what I thought this was Supreme Court hearing was. It was about elementary school children's sports. We're talking about girls and boys, which is under the age of 18. They're
Yeah, but boys still.
And then right when they turn 18, they're going to be like, okay, well, I guess I got to play with the boys now, right?
have an advantage. It's less than after puberty, but they still
What's
have
your
a physical advantage.
what's your question?
So my question is, what's the fixation around kids t-ball? Like,
I've not mentioned kids t-ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. What are you
I
talking
also, we're not
about?
the ones who change
I have
the
a good
rules.
question about transgender
I'm going to bring something up. What's your obsession with the thing that I brought up?
sports.
Hold on,
My
how many
kids
times
don't
have
play
you rung the
t-ball.
bell?
They play. What are your kids?
All right, fine. All right, we got to go. In my opinion, no one wins a bar fight. They're only losers. So the real question is, who lost tonight? The question is, who's going to buy the round? The question is, I think I technically did. The question is,
who's going to buy me around? Dilly dilly to you all. Dilly, we didn't even get to the second. What is going on? We didn't even get to the second round that I wanted to do. So I think this was fun. We should do this a little bit more when we have there's just a lot of heaviness in the air. I think this is a good way to kind of talk about what we're talking about, but doing it a little bit easier, a little bit more of a fun way, you know? So we did not hit the goal. We got 2 out of 15, and did we get the? Okay, so we got 3 out of 15. Appreciate you guys. All of this, really. We got angry with the CashApp. Said ain't nobody taking my money or your money. That's me and you. The timing on that one, baby. I love it. Guys, thank you. So very, very much for hanging out. Oh, look at him popping up his head. We'll give him one more. Just because we love him so very, very much. Guys, thank you so very much for hanging out. I know that you could be doing anything else in the world, and yet you choose to hang out with Morty and myself. And that means the world, guys. Thank you so very, very much. No push-ups for me. No tattoo choices for you. Fuck everybody who's not No, I'm just kidding. Big shout out to the disciples. I am looking forward to the after party. Marilyn, where the fuck have you been? We're going to the after party. Come and join the Discord and be part of the after party. I'll drop it one more time for anybody who wants to join. Guys, thank you so very, very much. You guys are amazing. Once again, guys, that is Morty. Oh, let me do for the birdies. That is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.